him a lesson, Dorothy. I'm gunning for MVP. Couldn't let you get away this.
Alrighty, guys. This thing on? Alright. Hello and welcome to today's edition of, well, I should say special edition of Overwatch, because we are entering the grand finals for NECC today. It is a BO7. We are in it for the long haul, if I'm being honest, and I'm completely ready for it. What do you say?
I'm ready for it. We can go ahead and introduce ourselves, I guess. I'm Landon Thetford. I'm the president of the Esports Club. I wasn't really expecting to commentate today like Barrett was, I'm going to be honest with you, so he's got a little bit better fit than I do. Been president of the club 2 years. I played a lot of Overwatch, but I'm more of the B team, more one trick, and so, I know about the game, but wouldn't say I'm very good at the game.
Had to bring out the formal wear for this one, so apologize for, I didn't mean to make Landon feel like he was underdressed or any means by that. But in any case, I'm just glad to be here. If you know me, I've been around commentating on several different games over the years, but my name is B. Jordan. I'm a senior, and I'm just so excited for this game today. It's going to be great. Our players have worked so hard for this, and they deserve to be in this position to try and compete for a championship, and I'm wishing them the best of luck. Let me go ahead and see here what the map picks are. I'm going to go ahead and swap my screen for you guys as well so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, our map. So Dampish Penny is elected to pick Busan. We're going to be starting off there. Surprisingly, not starting off on the Lijiang Tower game.
I do actually have a thing to say about this.
Sure.
So after last week's game, if you were watching, Tarleton actually had a really, really tough first game on Lijiang. They realized that they were a lot better at poke and or like pseudo dive than they are brawl, especially compared to a lot of these teams. They run just a super, super hard brawly comp, and Lijiang is brawl specialty. And so Tarleton, they really struggle on Lijiang, so they're going to Bradley. He was, or Dampish Penny, he was talking to me a lot, and he was like, you know what, we need to switch up our map. They've been practicing at Busan a lot, and I'm excited to see kind of how they're going to go for that. As long as they're going to get rid of Wrecking Ball, that's going to be the first ban, and they want to make sure that they can't split them up if they're going to go for like a brawl, or if the enemy team's going to go for a dive. They have that main hero that is really good at pushing people around displacement. They want to make sure that they can keep that long sight lines on Busan and just kind of spread it out and let Dampish and Mop have free reign, basically, because it is very, very hard to beat these guys in a hit scan battle.
I like the adjustment and the change of approach for sure. And you got to admire Dampish Penny for taking the initiative there and deciding maybe Lijiang doesn't suit us as well, maybe doesn't suit us as well against our opponents that we're going to be playing today. And so in that case, they elect to go with the Busan here and, of course, ban the ball. One of those very, in the right hands, you could argue, very tough to deal with. Obviously, Dampish Penny has the Sombra. We've seen the Sombra come out several times already during playoffs. So that's kind of his like special counter pick he likes to bring out into certain compositions on certain maps. So expect to see some of that maybe today at some point. Of course, because we're obviously going to probably get ball eventually following map 1, Busan. But yeah, without any further ado, we're probably going to be getting into in just a moment, just waiting for our opponent's bans here.
And it looks like they're going to go ahead and ban Imre.
Yeah, I might have missed that one.
Never mind. Soj. Looks like they're going to ban Soj. So they're going to be banning Soj mainly because they're scared of Mop. I would have to say Mop, he had a really, really good game 2 last series, especially if they went back and watched the VOD. They would know that he got a 5K.
And let me just say, this guy is an absolute superstar. Every time, such a treat to watch and see him develop as a player over the semester in multiple different game titles. And he's really been showing it here in Overwatch over the last few weeks in playoffs. And so they're obviously going to, yeah, like you said, look to take him out early, get rid of one of his strongest, I was going to say champions, because I say champions for every game, but it's heroes in Overwatch.
Yeah. Especially since Ball is a really good counter to Soj, especially locks him down. It's going to have to force him to play Cassidy on these long sight lines. You don't really want to be playing Cass on these long sight lines. So we'll see what Mop's going to play. He will probably start on the – we'll probably see a Sombra Cass because I know the enemy team does like to run dive a lot. But we'll go ahead and see what they play.
Because without any further delay, we are getting started here. It is Game 1, Busan, of our NECC Grand Finals BO7. I hope you guys are as excited for the ride as I am, because we are going to be getting started here in a few short moments. Composition is going to be revealed here in just about 10 seconds. Let's see what we got for game number 1 here on Busan.
All right. It looks like we have a, yep, kind of like that poke comp, like I said. Mop on the Widow. He's going to be looking to, he's going to be looking to get those picks, but looks like, what is the enemy team we're going against?
I think it said PNW.
PNW, okay, we'll go with PNW. PNW, they were really aware of that, and they're going to be looking to counter Mop with the Widow, and also the Winston and Venture. It's going to make it a lot harder for Tarleton to keep those sight lines.
And Bob's actually going to also open up on the Lucio, matching a little bit of the speed and kind of like that full dive look we're getting out of our opponents. I haven't seen Bob's Lucio too much throughout the years. He does almost go down at the beginning of that round. A little bit scary there, but does survive and manage to make it to point first. It's going to be Mop to try and poke around. Enemy Widow's going to get first blood onto Dampish Penny. So an early kill, but immediately traded back from Mop. There's that superstar I'm talking about. Takes out Silky in response. So we have a 4 versus 4. Dampish Penny will be rejoining the fight soon. Bob has made the dive work onto the Widowmaker. So now Tarleton with the advantage. Fried Rice eliminates his counterpart in free win, and this should be all but sight captured for Tarleton State going into this next fight.
Really came down to just Tarleton hitting a lot more shots there than PNW. When we see the Diva swap come in just to counter this Malga, Winston really, really bad into Malga, and PNW's they're going to recognize that. They're going to elect for the Diva, a dive character that can survive the Malga, can survive this sustained damage. Especially we see Dampish now on the Bastion. He's going to be kind of holding that low ground, and you might think like, hey, you just need to stick on the high ground. But if you have the Bastion sitting by your supports, it makes it really, really difficult to dive in on those supports. We see Fried Rice go in.
Tarleton's doing a nice job zoning these players away. It is going to be a 1-for-1 as the Widowmaker has managed to eliminate Bob, so both Lucios have been taken out of this fight. But Diva immediately going to get D-Mech focused by all the players of Tarleton, and Berry Drop will get the elimination. No escape for free win as he goes down into the hands of Fried Rice. And now, how do you find a way back in? Mop will get taken out by the dive from OBL, but I just don't see a way back in. You're missing your tank. Bob doing his best to keep himself alive, stay sustained. Fried Rice has managed to rotate over back to point. And while this is all going on, Tarleton have already managed to reach 50%. And so our opponents are going to have to look to regroup, and they're going to do so successfully as their tank has made their way back into the fight. Fried Rice is continuing to be a problem, though, as he zones them away. Niobe has been the shining star for our opponents so far as he has found another pick onto Dampish Penny. But so far, no capture yet in sight, as once again, free win has been demeched. Just struggling to find a way to stay alive.
Ultimate's coming online for Tarleton.
And Fried Rice is continuing to run around. I mean, I say all this, but they have managed to capture the point, so that is one thing going in their favor, but it's Fried Rice not quite getting the stop, and he will finally go down. Mop using the ultimate
Gets
not
found by
going to
the
really
Diva.
find much as he will get caught. So our opponent's doing a nice job there of recovering what looked like a very difficult situation, losing their tank early in that fight. We'll see if Tarleton's response is.
Tarleton, they might have to switch things up, but they do have the ult advantage here. We'll probably see Dampish out. He looks for the pick on the Venture early, gets the burrow. He does lose a turret form. He's probably going to open up this next fight with, yep, there it is. He's going to open up the next fight with the ult, looking for something on the supports, at least to scatter them.
It's a classic move from Dampish Penny. Trying to
Stalling
find
him
those
out.
rockets, and unfortunately in the meantime Bob has gone down, but an immediate trade once again from Tarleton. Fried Rice is not far behind as they use that Kitsune rush. I don't know what's going on, but Fried Rice taking heavy amounts of damage, but he's going to stay alive, and Berry drop with the follow-up onto her counterpart of Silky. I believe is just the tank remaining, maybe the enemy Widowmaker as well, but this Kitsune is allowing Fried Rice to do plenty of damage. It is going to be the ultimate invested, and it's going to pay off huge. Freewin has found the kill and has managed to stay. Oh, he didn't stay alive. Mop actually was able to take him down, but he's managed to keep the point for his team. In Tarleton State, they look scattered. They don't know what to do, and it's just another reset. PNW, they maintain control.
Really unfortunate set of circumstances. Fried Rice, he didn't quite time the charge properly to get around that corner to get that cover, and he gets taken out by that Diva Bomb. Really good play on the start of PNW's tank.
And I feel like it's another one of those fights that you thought was going to go Tarleton's way. But just the quick reaction from the enemy tank was enough to get it done, and Mop has found an opening kill onto Niobe. And Tarleton, they're going to elect to lead with the beat, and it's going to pay off. Dampish Penny finds the kill onto Maldini. The rest of the players from PNW are just scattering, trying to run for their lives. Diva taken down to 1 HP. They are going to force OT, but I believe this is a winning fight for Tarleton as Diva's going to go down, and the rest of PNW is going to be forced to retreat. We're going to be looking at one more fight here to decide the opener here on Busan.
Oh boy, I definitely agree on the one more fight. Both teams not really looking for a lot of valuable ults. We do have beat on PNW. They're going to probably open with that and look for a pick on Mop in the back line, if I had to guess.
And with no time left remaining, here's where the fight is going to start.
If
Fried
they're
Rice
able
doing
to
his best to zone these players away from the point. Is he able to do so? They
They're
boop
not
him
able to
away!
touch!
It is Bob, I believe, that was able to get the boop to prevent Diva from touching the point, and Fried Rice doing an amazing job there, just zoning those players away. Unbelievable. That's not how you expected that one to go if you're PNW.
Really, really good boop and stall by Bob and Fried Rice there. PNW, they definitely had the tools to win that fight with the beat. In Tarleton, they've been tracking ults. I know, especially Berry Drop, she's very good at calling the ults. They realize that they either stop them here or they end up losing this fight to beat. Did a really, really good job of stalling. So we do see the Reaper change. Reaper and Bob is now on the brig. Oh, Moira, one of my favorites. They realize that this is a lot more brawl-heavy map, so they're going to see Dampish switch over to the Sombra. Don't know if Mop will stay on the Widow for this whole point. He'll probably look for an early side pick. Yeah, he's probably looking for a flank. We'll see if he gets one.
God, I can't reiterate enough how good of a job Tarleton did there of finding the correct positioning to prevent their opponents from even having an opportunity to go in. Because like you said, they had the ults to maybe do something, have something to work with, but Tarleton not even giving them the opportunity. There's a quick hack from Dampish Penny, and Fried Rice wasting no time in bursting him down. Dampish Penny will actually be the one to land the elimination. And now, I believe they're going to be forced to retreat just a little bit, wait on their tank to rejoin the fight. Should be able to give Tarleton priority, and they will move immediately to the point to try and get that capture. Mop still doing a bit of hunting of his own. Trying to find those headshot angles, does land one body and the kill onto Niobe. So the Widowmaker still finding value. A lot of poke damage as well. Now Fried Rice is going to get healed up. So I don't believe he's in any danger here. Stomp. And he actually will go down. Wasn't expecting the burst from the enemy team. And the Brig's going to find 2 kills. Maldini, OBL, with another elimination onto Dampish Penny. And all of Tarleton are going to go down. Mop, there's no escape. He will take one with them, but that is all he's going to get. Tarleton, they get aced here.
Very even on the ult economy too. I think what really happened with that fight is they got a little split up. They weren't really expecting this kind of brawl comp like I had said before. We see the Reaper come out, we see the Brig, we see the Amalgam match. Then they're basically just holding W and just they have more damage, they have more health, and that's kind of what their PNW is really going for.
Hack connects again from Dampish and free win. There's no escape. The Brig ultimate not enough to save him. And now Tarleton, they're in the lead. Fried Rice. He's going to run these final 2 players down. In the meantime, point is going to get captured. We'll see if they're able to secure any more eliminations. It looks like all of PNW will be able to get away for now, as Freewin's going to step in front of them to keep his team alive.
We see the cast swap from Mop, kind of like what I was saying. He's really going to be countering that Reaper. He only found 1 or 2 picks on the Widow on the side, and then he realized that I just need to have the
and it's an immediate stomp and ult in from, but Dampish Penny with the counter. Immediate Kitsune, immediate 5-man EMP. Dampish Penny looking huge here. And it's going to be another ultimate pop. Niobe going to use the Emery ult, but it's not going to matter. Tarleton, they clean up house. It's just Reaper remaining. He's on 1 HP. He has to retreat.
Really, really big counter ult there by Dampish. He realizes, like, if we're going to be deathballing like this, then it's just a free EMP. It's extreme value.
And it's just such a quick decision-making process, too. You think about it. I mean, the Malga thought he had the angle, went straight on to Tarleton, trying to burst those players down, but Dampish Penny wasting no time to peel and use the EMP to secure that one. Mop's actually going to get found by Niobe here to open us up. So the fight's looking pretty good for PNW. Fried Rice going to look for a stomp onto the back line, but he gets blocked. Maldini has also found the kill on the Dampish Penny. Malga stays alive on 1 HP. And Tarleton, I don't know if they have a way in. They do not. They're going to try to just retreat. Good Suzu to keep those players alive from berry drop. And now Tarleton, they're going to try to re-engage here in a minute. Maldini with a good ultimate, pushing them back. Mop goes down for the 2nd time in a row. And Tarleton, you got no win. Maldini, 2 kills. Huge value on the Brig.
Building Briggle extremely, extremely fast. Doing a really good job of walking that line between being able to walk in and proc your Inspire passive on Brig and being able to just kind of keep Tarleton from engaging on his team. Really, really well played. As we see the next fight come in.
Yeah, and Tarleton was looking for a re-engage. Now Mop is fired back. He's found a kill onto Silky, so after going down twice, he had enough. Deadeye's going to get popped. Lots of damage. Fried Rice going to take down his counterpart in free win. Unfortunately, Mop does go down, but the fight's looking good. It's Fried Rice to find 2 kills. Make it a 3rd for Bob. Questionable. That was very questionable from OBL, but he will just get dropped immediately in a 1 versus 4.
He could be looking for a swap.
Yeah, very possible, but he will lose the Death Blossom.
Tarleton sitting really, really pretty on the ult economy. 4 ults to 1.
And look what Dampish Penny has available. It's the EMP. Has been so good with these in recent games and just now in that previous fight. I believe that one connected onto at least 4 players. It did. And there's the cage from Fried Rice. He's doing massive amounts of damage, massive work. Combine it with the Coalescence. It's more than enough to take out the entirety of NMP and get Texan Esports their first win, 1-0. Busan goes to Tarleton.
Yeah, we did see those longer sight lines kind of say they were playing the Malga. Fried Rice was saying that he does need to play Malga more into these Brawley comps, and they really did a good job because they normally, especially on Lijiang, they really lose to these like Reaper and Brig comps normally, and so I'm very happy that they were able to realize that Malga's probably the solution here. I mean, overall, very well played. PNW, they're gonna have to really figure out how to adapt to these EMPs. I mean, he hit 3, 4, and 5-man ults constantly.
Sombra's for sure going to be a problem, and deserved play of the game there for Dampish Penny as well. Is, like I said, instant reaction, quick to peel for the rest of his team when Malga tried to go in, and it's a winning team fight for Tarleton. As you saw, I believe they were able to win most of those team fights there, at least on the 2nd point of Busan, and it just looked really good overall.
Yep, it definitely had. They kept the ult advantage. It was a little bit scuffed when Maldini had a 2nd Brig ult before our supports had even built 50% of their ult. Very well played by him, but it just wasn't enough. They had a kind of a ult gap, especially from Tarleton's side for the DPS and tanks.
I still have a feeling this is going to be the back-and-forth series we're looking for. A lot of good stuff from both teams there in game number 1. We will be right back. Don't go anywhere. Game number 2 coming up. Your Texans lead it 1-0. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Without any further delay, let's see what we got for the bans and the map pick for game number 2. Reminder that the Texans lead this one 1-0. It's a BO7. So first team to win 4 maps will take home the NECC title. So let's see what we got here.
All right, looks like PNW, they're going to be banning Dampish's Bastion, and they're going to be picking Gibraltar. And they're going to be, our Texans are going to be on attack first. Our Texans in response, they're going to be banning Ana. And normally they ban Winston on this map. Like they did, it worked out very, very well for the Texans last week on, especially when they were playing on Gibraltar, because they allowed Mop to basically, they kind of had like this protect the president style of play with Mop and his Widow. Right, and very, very lethal Widow on this map. And we're going to see if Tarleton is able to, because that Winston really shuts down a lot of what Widow can do. We'll see if PNW will pick the Winston or that they might stay on the Diva. But Tarleton, they kind of solved this Winston problem with having, they have the Sombra, they have the Malga, they have a lot of damage, and they just try and isolate that Winston. Should work out for in their favor.
And I believe during the last game we saw Fried Rice lock in the Hazard, and he was having some success on that character. So obviously you imagine they don't ban the Winston here. They might have some sort of anti-strat prepared, and we're going to have to see what that is. Maybe Fried Rice will choose to match the Winston because he has played it before. He has had success on that hero, but we're going to have to find out. I'm really curious to see. But obviously Tarleton, they played Gibraltar a lot. I would argue they're pretty comfortable despite it being our opponent's map pick here going into the second game. But yeah, we're going to have to find out.
I'm very excited to see how they adapt to this poke style of comp, because a lot of teams run like very pseudo dive. They'll have like one off angle flank DPS and then run like a full dive to try and shut down the enemy team's off angle DPS. We'll probably see Mop on the Widow. Always plays it, like I said, he always plays it very well. And we'll probably see the Hazard or the Winston coming out from Fried Rice.
And I just came to the realization, ball is in play, and this is a pretty good ball map.
Yep, all right.
And we're not going to see it start out with, but I just wanted to keep that in mind because the ball ban is no longer going to be a factor here going into game number 2.
Yeah, we see both teams running the Widow. PNW, they did have a sub in. They subbed OBL for Ashix. So we'll see if he's the difference. See if he's the secret weapon that PNW needs.
We're actually going to get a first look at Jetpack Cat in the series from Bob. What kind of value do you think that provides going into this game here on Gibraltar?
I think they put us on wrong spectate.
Uh-oh.
We're spectating blue.
That's a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all good.
All right, figured it out. Sorry, my bad.
Now, Niobe is going to immediately find Mop. But I don't think the Texans care too much as that cart's going to slowly move forward. But a nice pick from him. And Bob is actually elected to go back onto the Baptiste, as I was expecting. Berry drop with an amazing flank angle. Surprised we caught that one on stream. Bob, the supports are just shooting back to start us off. Both DPS have been eliminated. And it looks like Tarleton, they have unlimited priority. Fried Rice is going to force these players off of height. And the fight already looks astounding for Tarleton. They've wasted no time here opening us up on Gibraltar.
Bear drop, very good angle, like you said. Very good flank from her, shutting down that Widow. That's like their main threat from PNW. And they realize that. Probably see...
And Mop is also going to go down and return Fried Rice with a quick swipe onto Maldini. All these players are dropping one by one, and that's not going to work for you, PNW. But Freewin is continuing to fire back. Bob will get found, but Berry drop, quick kill in response. The trades are going to be there. Fried Rice goes down. It is up to Dampish Penny and Berry drop to find any more value, and Berry drop's continuing to fire back. Already finding 3 kills in this fight. Dampish with a 4th. And I mean, look at this from Berry drop. When is the last time you've seen a Kiriko with so many kills in the kill feed? Mop takes down Niobe, and the fight is still ongoing. Winston has made his way back. Berry drop using the Suzu to keep herself standing for a moment. Quick immor from Baptiste. And I think both teams are just going to choose to regroup and try and take this fight slowly once again. EMP is available from Dampish. I mean, we're just not stopping here. Fried Rice has eliminated Freewin, popped the ultimate, 2nd kill onto Maldini. Big value out of him. Dampish Penny takes out Ash Kicks, and it's looking like a winning fight. Tarleton, they're able to capture the first point. Super aggressive here to start out, and amazing shots from Berry drop. on the Kiriko.
Yeah, a little bit of a support diff there, and Fried Rice. That's Hazard, proven to be a lot more. Oh, we see a pause. I guess this is. Could we see a tech pause come out from PNW? All right, talk a little bit about the matchup. Fried Rice really doing a good job of. Oh, we see Ashik slips the game. Doing a good job of contesting this high ground. He's constantly threatening PNW with this one shot from a combo from Hazards. Oh, it looks like we're getting a low frame rate from the enemy team. You know, a little bit of whiplash there. Oh, it's the chair is the issue. But Tarleton doing a really good job. It really just comes down to very similar comps. That's just that Tarleton's hitting their shots a lot more. Oh, sorry. You coming in here to...
Super aggressive to start us out, and a lot of traded kills early on as well. But yeah, I guess you could argue a bit of a sup gap as you saw Berry Drop hitting a remarkable amount of shots. I mean, I said it during the broadcast, but when is the last time you've seen a Kiriko with so many kills in the kill feed, so many final hits onto players, just like showing like how much value she can bring outside of just her healing and her utility usage. And that's kind of what we got there. And fight still came down pretty close towards the end, but Tarleton ended up cleaning up with the Hazard ultimate and forcing us into second point of Gibraltar here.
Yep. Looked a little bit like we're going to commentator's curse it there, but Tarleton ended up pulling through on the fight. We do see Dampish Penny with this EMP and Bob with the window. Window, not really considered the most valuable, but Bob always seems to find a way to figure it out, even if it is solo. And we're going to be getting back into it.
Our opponents have indicated they're ready, and if we missed it, both supports have been dropped here. So this fight is already looking like a winning one for Tarleton. They're going to continue to push that point forward and try not to lose any members in the process. And here we go. Lots of ultimates, lots of tools at the ready. We'll see which one Tarleton elects to use. They like to lead with Kitsune a lot of times during these fights. And I'm sure you have a good lane for it here as you round this first corner here on the second point of Gibraltar. And maybe if Dampish Penny sees a lot of grouping being done, he'll have an angle for the EMP as well. Fried Rice trying to zone this Winston off of height. It will force him to jump forward, but that point is continuing to walk. Berry Drop with the Kitsune at the ready to pop it at a moment's notice. There it is. Here it comes. Primal going to be used in response. Niobe has found Mop. His counterpart's going to get dropped. Moorfield quick in response from the Baptiste to prevent any of these players from getting bursted. I think Tarleton are just going to elect to play it slow, not overcommit any of their ultimates. And that's pretty smart, just trying to regroup when they have all 5 players available. As Mop is making his way back towards the fight.
A little bit unfortunate there that Mop was picked off. I was really hyping up this Widow, but he's struggling to match Niobe on these long-range sightlines.
And Niobe kind of having his number here, at least in game number 2 so far. Haven't seen Mop's name in the kill feed too much as of yet. But still with a lot of map left to go, of course.
And we're going to see Fried Rice is going to be contesting this high ground, kind of like I said. Going to really be pushing off this Widow so that Mop can get the high ground. Winston is terrorizing their backline, though, as Bob is struggling.
There's the MP from Dampish. I didn't see if it connected. Clearly it did, as he's going to take down 2 kills. Immediate trade, though, as Fried Rice has also gone down. So maybe some good value with the EMP, but it doesn't look like the kills are going to be going in favor of Tarleton as much as they probably would have hoped for it to.
Yeah. Normally it's like I said, normally it's a really big winning fight, especially if you hit 2 or 3 people with EMP. But Tarleton is really preoccupied with this Winston. Free Win is doing a really good job of keeping their backline occupied. Tarleton, they just didn't get that healing that they expected.
Finally, Niobe is going to get caught by Bob, so this might be the opening Tarleton we're looking for. There's the ultimate from Fried Rice. It is going to connect onto Maldini. Silky will go down. No supports remaining. Dampish Penny, huge value, 2 kills, and Mop will get the cleanup onto the final player. Free Win goes down, and that should be enough for Tarleton to get their second point here.
Yeah, we see the Reaper swap Reaper, a really classic counter to Winston. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen Mop swap to Cassidy. Normally when he's struggling to deal with these like dive characters, he really swaps out. But I guess Tarleton, they've elected to realize that if Mop goes Cassidy, we don't have anyone to contest Niobe on these long sidelines of Gibraltar. So they've got to constantly have the threat of Widow.
Fried Rice taken down to 1 HP, but quickly TP'd and Suzu from Berry Drop to keep him still standing. And there's Mop finding value, taking out Niobe. So that is an opening pick for Tarleton to continue to try to push forward.
Yeah, PNW playing a really dangerous game there around that corner. It's good to see Mop. He's one of those players that really does need some time to warm up. Once we start seeing him, especially towards the later games, he's really going to be hitting his shots.
Definitely someone that you want online for a grand finals game. There's the Kitsune coming out from our opponents, along with the Ilari ultimate. So they're going to be committing a couple of those. Maldini finding decent value. Mop has managed to eliminate Niobe again, but Bob has also gone down in the process. This Winston is just trying to chase our backline. Investing the Primal Rage does take down Mop. Nowhere to run, nowhere to escape to, and neither will Dampish Penny. But he does manage to stay alive for the time being. And Tarleton, they have a pretty big ult advantage, I'd say, going into this next fight now. And that's kind of the position you want yourself to be in. Dampish Penny with the Death Blossom trying to find an angle here as he goes onto the backline, onto this Widowmaker. Tuesday's going to get invested. There's the Kitsune from Berry Drop, and here's the push from Tarleton. Fried Rice takes down Ash Kicks. Niobe will eliminate Mop, but it's still a 4 versus 4 as both those DPSs have gone down. Fried Rice is continuing the fire back, continuing the push forward.
We're going to probably see the Death Blossom here in a second.
Dampish Penny's just trying to find an angle for it, hasn't seen it yet. As Freewind continues to be a menace, Bob, no chance of escape. There's the Death Blossom, but he's only going to find 1 kill. Fried Rice's ultimate is going to connect, but I don't see any kills going their way. I don't think this fight's looking good. Freewind is continuing to be a problem, and there's the ultimate from Ash Kicks to finish off Fried Rice. It is a good fight for PNW and a pretty good, like, I'd say counter almost.
Yeah, very good trade. Tarleton investing really, really strong ults there and not really getting any ground. I do see the Soj swap from Mop and the Soj swap from PNW for Niobe. Looks like he's just going to be trying to lock down Mop. If Tarleton, they don't have their hits and player on these, like, being a super big threat, they might find trouble taking space, especially with this Winston constantly harassing Mop.
Yeah, Freewind really has been a problem. The backline's not really able to stay connected to the rest of the team. You got to give him credit for that as we entered this third point here at play. 40 seconds left remaining, so Tarleton still with an opportunity, but of course, the ult economy not looking great. They're going to have to find some sort of vehicle, and that's not going to be a way to start it off as Niobe has found the kill onto Dampish Penny. Berry Drop trying to TP onto the tank to save him. Primal Rage will come out. Mop does find 1 in response, but I just don't know if it's looking good. Freewind's continuing to just harass Bob as he will also go down and no trade. Yeah. Tarleton, you have 1 fight remaining, 15 seconds.
They're going to look to touch here. Kind of like I was saying, they normally ban Winston on this map. Realistically, they've always struggled with Winston on this map, and I figured they'd ban it.
Big Kitsune rush from Silky. 2 kills already. Mop and Berry Drop. Fried Rice will be the next to fall, and they will all go down. PNW looking strong here on the 3rd point, and they will take it. But Tarleton have managed to make
almost 99%.
2/3 of the way.
Yeah, 99% of the
of
match.
the way.
Now it's not as good as making it all the way, I will say, but now PNW has to play into Tarleton's defense, which they have consistently shown that they're better on defense than they are on offense, especially throughout the season. But we will see how that translates into this map.
Still anyone's game going into the second half of Gibraltar. We're going to have to see if the comps look a little different. I would imagine Mop might want to stick with the Widowmaker here on the defensive side. Maybe a bit easier to play. Of course, you have to worry about the Winston still, which has been shown to be a significant problem for Tarleton going into the series. But nevertheless, we'll see how confident he is. And yeah, there you have it. He is feeling confident. He's going to start us off on the Widowmaker. Fried Rice is actually going to counter with the Winston of his own.
Or emotional.
Fried Rice, he really likes playing Winston. He talks about it all the time, but he normally isn't able to make it work. We'll see if that's a change here. We'll see if PNW, when we see the Mizuki come out, I guess they were expecting the Winston. They realized it's like Tarleton saw that we did it. We're going to have to pick something that really shuts it down. No other changes from Tarleton, though. See, Dampish, he's going to be playing on this Reaper. He's going to be peeling from off, kind of like the Protective President, kind of was what I was saying. It just not... What?
And the hope, I guess, for Tarleton is that Mop finds a little bit more success on the defensive side than he did on attack. Didn't really see his name too much early on. But obviously, he's one of those star players. Very important for him to get online if Tarleton wants any kind of chance at winning this series. But here we go. Second half of Gibraltar underway. Fried Rice immediately going to dive in, but he's taking heavy amounts of damage, and he's actually going to go down. Fried Rice has jumped on the cart, and immediately he's gotten popped. Maybe that's something to do with the hog. He might have gotten hooked. I'm not sure. I don't know if Tarleton were expecting this. They're getting completely harassed. Dampish Penny, you have no escape. Silky will find the kill, and immediately our opponent's wasting no time. PNW pushing the cart forward.
And you're very correct on that hog, and that's why we're going to see the Malga come out from Tarleton, a notorious hog counter. All right, borderline unplayable unless you have really, really good DPS backing you up.
Yeah,
Now,
solid swap from Fried Rice, I'd argue.
They're going to be probably looking to play more Death Volley here. It's not really a Tarleton style with the Malga Reaper, but we'll see if they can make it work into this hog. Kind of just playing for the counters.
Can you imagine unless one of these ults are going to, which aren't really charged up as much, they're about halfway for both teams. Unless one of those can turn the fight, or maybe it's Niobe, but he gets dropped, so he'll find the kill onto Berry Drop, but it is a 1-for-1. So this fight is still playable. Dampish Penny going to clean up another kill onto Maldini. I mean, you could tell they can just make no ground here at the Malga into the hog. I think, yeah, you're just going to look to die if you're free win. He's probably going to swap, no doubt about that, and Tarleton, they're going to look to stagger Silky, and will do so successfully.
Very good stagger there by Tarleton. Kind of looks like Malga very, very hard to play into, especially at this level where everyone's very, very evenly matched. You kind of just got to accept that it's a counter pick. Yep, free win. He kind of just accepts that they counter picked it. They used the hog to stop the Winston, but now you got to deal with the Diva.
Both tanks just looking to counter each other.
We see the ult pop from
On his
Mop.
first point. They are showing him a lot of respect, as they should. This is one of those players that cannot give him any kind of opening. And the ult will eventually run out, so pretty good discipline out of our opponents there. Death Blossom, Dampish Penny has found the angle. He takes out 2, that's both supports. And immediately our opponents are wasting no time in retreating. Niobe, though, has found 2 kills in response. So maybe there's still an opportunity. Berry Drop playing with a little bit of fire, quick to TP away. But Bob, he's not showing any fear. He's facing the Widow head on. Niobe goes down.
And you got to really understand, Baptiste is not a support, especially if you can hit your shots, that you can sit around and take lightly, all right? He will take your head off.
Yeah, you love the confidence you see there from Bob, and he has the window at the ready now. Imagine there could be an angle for it here on height, but we'll see if he elects to use it or if he holds on to it for a bit longer. Mop has managed to drop Niobe, so this Widowmaker battle just kind of going back and forth throughout the series. Mop with an amazing shot onto Silky. He takes down 2, and that's fight over.
Yep. Like I said, Mop just needs a bit of time to warm up, and once he starts hitting those shots, he's really, really hard to shut down. We see both free ults from both sides, Tarleton and PNW.
Mop coming online right at the right time. Here comes the Mizuki ultimate. It's going to be a brawl. Dampish Penny has to retreat. Fried Rice going to get out of there on a bit of HP. He eventually escapes. There's the cage fight from Fried Rice, though, in response, along with the Kitsune from Berry Drop and the window. Huge investment from Tarleton. They better hope they win this one. Going to try to take out the Diva, but not quite able to get it. Remake is going to be established, and I think Tarleton might just lose this fight, as a lot of players are dropping. Fried Rice going to do what he can, does manage to take out the Mizuki. Still staying alive, still getting healed up. How much more can he find? Another stomp connects. I don't think he's going to be able to live this. No, he cannot.
Very good stall there. Almost forcing PNW into overtime. We're going to see Dampish, he's going to just be kind of poking at these people. He's getting a little too aggressive.
I think that's Niobe with a triple carry at the latter half of that. But that was a big investment from Tarleton. You saw both support ultimates along with the cage fight. It wasn't enough to get the job done.
You are correct in that. I will say, though, I don't think it was a waste on Tarleton's end, just because we saw just as many ults pop from PNW side, and we see Fried Rice. He's going to be swapping to the Winston here. He's going to be harassing. They realize that Niobe is probably a bigger threat than they can really deal with right now. But we're kind of hyping up Mop, but you both have these 2 really, really good hit-scan players. You got to give everyone an advantage.
Oh, yeah. Niobe has shown he's been online today, especially early on. Mop's actually going to get caught once again. Silky has managed to find the kill. So Tarleton are going to be playing from a disadvantage. Bob has been taken down to pretty low HP, getting harassed by this Diva. Diva's going to be a bit of a problem. Free win finding the kill. Both supports aren't allowed to play the game. Berry Drop taking down the 40 HP. I mean, Tarleton, they just look like they're scrambling. They have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Niobe eliminates Berry Drop. Of course, Fried Rice will find Silky in return, but he is just running for his life, trying to stay under cover his bubble. Immore Field will get deployed. How can we keep this tank standing? We cannot. Niobe with an amazing shot. 2 kills. Finds it onto Mop once again.
Very well played there by PNW. That momentum that they carried from the first point really showing in that second point. We were really hoping Tarleton they'd be able to stall out a bit more, but this third point will kind of be a do or die moment from PNW, as this is the toughest point to push on this
Oh,
map.
yeah. It'll all come down to this. The final point, 2.5 minutes remaining. There's the ultimate from Niobe. Tarleton, they're going to do their best to respect it. Just hiding around these corners, under cover. Both teams have done a nice job of respecting the ultimate so far in the series from the Widowmakers, knowing how dangerous they both are. Of course, Mop, after the ultimate is gone, going to look to find a kill of his own, trying to find the angle, but Niobe punishes him again.
Once again, it's just...
There's the EMP deployed from Dampish, though, in response. 2 kills going their way. Fried Rice still alive, still looking to try and dive this player in the height. Niobe taken down low, but will escape for the time being. Has the Primal Rage. Fried Rice, he's playing with no fear. Going to go in once again. Niobe trying to run for his life from this Winston, but Fried Rice is going to continue to harass him. Has the ultimate at the ready. There it is. Look at Fried Rice go. Pounding, striking, not stopping. Immor field deployed, but eventually he will have to retreat. Going to try not to get caught. Taken down pretty low, but he will escape. Dampish Penny.
A lot of damage on the side of coming in from the side of PNW.
Oh, a big ultimate from Maldini, taking out both supports. This might spell the end for Tarleton. Fried Rice will go down. Kitsune invested. It's not looking good. Dampish Penny, what can you do? Not enough. Silky with 2 more kills, and that will be the game. Well played from PNW. They will even up this series 1-1.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I really do think it was just the Widow. It was really causing them a problem. And I don't really think it's Mop's fault entirely on the Widow duel, because PNW doing a really, really good job of applying a lot of pressure. Freewin doing a really good. He had a lot more pressure than Fried Rice this map, and I do think that it kind of attributes to the Winston. Like I said, Tarleton always bans Winston on this map. They ban it so much, they probably just don't have as much experience dealing with it on this map as other teams do.
Yeah, maybe expecting that they had the ways to counter it or whatnot, but clearly didn't really work out in their favor, especially towards the end of that. As yeah, like you said, it was kind of came down to a pressure game, I feel like, as I turn our camera back to us to see our beautiful faces once again. Yeah, came down the pressure. PNW applied more of it to allow space for their Widow to create plays, and maybe you could argue Mop is losing a bit of those individual duels as well, but yeah, not entirely on him. Definitely well played to our opponents for finding those angles and winning their map pick of Gibraltar, and we're going to have to see how Tarleton responds.
Yeah, Tarleton, they will be opening up, but they get to pick their map. We'll probably see a push map. I know push is one of their strongest points. We will probably see that. It'll be probably Esperanza, maybe Coliseo, something like that. They're going to want to pick these like really long sightline maps and kind of apply pressure, kind of very similar to PNW. We were seeing a very similar style from both teams. Like I said, they have that one DPS sitting on the off angle, and then the rest of the team kind of tries to either force the other team out into the open or apply pressure on them so that their other flank DPS can just get free picks.
Yeah, you said it. We're getting the exact series we were looking for here. As, I mean, what more can you expect from 2 grand finals team putting everything into it to try and get themselves a championship? But we're all evened up here, guys, 1-1 as we head into game number 3. We'll be right back once the bans are complete. Don't go anywhere. We're in for an awesome series. Alrighty, guys. Game number 3. We are going to be on Esperanza. Hasn't been something we've seen from the team at several points during the year. It's one of those, again, one of those more common maps, I guess you could say, that we get in one of these Overwatch series as they play out. But yeah, let's take a look at the bans.
All right. It looks like Tarleton is going to be picking Esperanza, kind of like Barrett had said right there. Very, very comfortable map, Tarleton. They play it almost every week. They really try and look for this map, especially because Fried Rice's Sigma is very, very lethal on this map. And they're going to be banning Ilari. Maldini showed got really high value with those Ilari ults last game. They were going to probably try to shut that down. And then we see a Ram ban in response. PNW kind of, I guess, like I said, scared of these poke comp. They're Nobe, I can't pronounce his name. Sorry about that. If y'all are watching, but he's a big threat at these long ranges. But they realize that if they have a shield, they have something to kind of shut him down. They have no way to contest Tarleton on these longer sidelines. So we're getting right in. I'm curious to see kind of how each team. I think Tarleton, like I said, they'll probably play like a Sigma comp, or we might just see the staying on the Malga. It has
I'm
been
very much expecting the, like you said, Sigma Malga. Sigma would probably be my #1 pick.
Yeah, Fried
we'll
Rice.
see.
He doesn't like to play it, but he's a really good Sigma player. Maybe not the best fluxes
right?
maybe not the best fluxes in the world, but his Sigma mechanics.
Oh yes, the flux.
Yeah, maybe not the
kind of could become a meme as of late, to be honest.
he either hits a 5-man flux or a 0-man flux, and there's no in between with him. And but his Sigma mechanics are like just having the character and having his level of mechanics on Sigma is already as valuable as it is. So all right. And we see that Sigma come out on the side of Tarleton. We see Dampish on the Vendetta. I was like, not really something I would expect him to play. Yeah, and we see the swap the Sombra right back. Mop. This is his Soj map.
It really is, and he had a 5-man with the overclock the other week. It was absolutely sick play. We'll see if he can replicate some of that performance here. He's been a little bit quiet to start the series out, to be honest. Obviously, he had some big shots at one point during Gibraltar, but wasn't really enough as he was getting kind of solo killed a few times along with the pressure from the enemy tank. So we'll see if this is his map now to try and turn the series in the favor of Tarleton.
Yeah, really got shut down at last map, and so I'm hoping he can kind of turn things around. We do see the Soj mirror come out from PNW, and they did sub in OBL for Ashix. And we see that Diva free win just going in on the backline again.
And Mop's getting started early. He's already found Silky, but immediate trade out, and Niobe has found it. It's a 3v3, it appears, after 2 kills go both directions. So Dampish Penny and Fried Rice going to try to continue and push forward, but kind of still in a neutral stance right now as both players try to make their way back to the fight. Free win has been demeched. Bob going to get the elimination and the finish with the Moira. So that's going to be a massive start for Tarleton. They should be able to push this one forward now.
Yeah. Moira, not a really traditionally good character in a diva, but Tarleton does realize that what is the issue? Our supports keep getting terrorized by Freewin on these dive tanks. And they're like, so what are we going to do? We're going to go Moira. We're going to go Kiri. Really good backline for staying alive, getting this AoE hill that's coming out a lot from them. And it's also just going to be shut down these early picks. The supports are normally going to be the last ones to die in these fights when you have a backline like Moira.
Here comes Diva with the dive. Freewin going immediately on to Mop, who is going to go down. Niobe and Freewin combining in damage there to take him out. Dampish Penny taking down the low HP as well, but he will be able to escape temporarily, get healed up by Berry Drop. And so Fried Rice is a little bit on his own, but that doesn't matter because he lands the rock, gets the kill onto Niobe. Dampish Penny with a follow-up onto Maldini. Freewin continuing the fire back, takes out the Moira and Bob, but it's Fried Rice looking so good on the Sigma here to start us out. Another kill onto OBL, and he has the flux. He has the flux up already.
Like I was saying, really good Sigma mechanics by Fried Rice. He's got that one-shot rock combo down on those switchies. He's really good at flicks, even canceling things like Emre and Ilari ult and several other series.
Both Kitsunes are going to get dropped in this fight. Flux from Fried Rice is going to connect onto a few players there. Let's see if he gets an eliminations. The fight is going in favor of Tarleton so far. Mop, Dampish Penny with the first 2 kills. Fried Rice with the third. Dampish will go down, but demeched Diva, it is more than enough. Bob gets the kill, and Tarleton will win yet another fight and continue to move forward.
Like you said, both Kiri ults were popped there from either side, but it was really the door got slammed in the face of PNG by that flux on both of their supports there. And we're going to see Coalescent Bob probably doesn't want to hold it too much for Coalescence. It builds very fast. It's not the most valuable ult. In fact, I'd say it's probably one of the worst support ults in the game, but it does have that ability to swing a fight in your favor.
And you can see Tarleton are trying to make an attempt to flip the map. In the meantime, Silky has found another kill onto Mop. Oh, and Niobe just one-shotting Dampish Penny from close range. So I don't know if you want to invest the Coalescence at this point. Bob will do it anyway just to try and stall for time. But Tarleton, they're playing from a severe disadvantage. I don't think they have any opportunity to try and come back in this one. And yeah, Bob and Fried Rice will just make their retreat.
Yeah.
What do you think about the usage of the Coalescence there to try and stall for time?
As a Warrior myself, it does kind of hurt. I know Bob was telling me, he's like, if I'm playing bad, flame me. And I'm gonna be honest, probably once you see 2 people get picked, you definitely Coalescence is not the ult that's gonna swing the fight. Yeah,
I'm thinking the same thing. And it didn't really stall for too much time, if that's the argument made there. So you probably wanted to hold on to that. Niobe again, this guy is such a menace. He's taking down Dampish Penny. Bob does find a response onto Maldini, but another support will go down. Berry Drop will fall to the dive from Freewin. And it looks like another retreat from Tarleton.
Yeah, Tarleton, they really want to stop PNW from getting this lead here. Push
Niobe, man.
Damn.
This guy's everywhere.
But to push, it's a really, really momentum-based map. And once you get the lead, it is really, really disheartening for teams to try and come back. And we see Tarleton, are they going to contest this? No, they do not.
Man, and look at the ult economy for our opponents. Almost with all 5 available at the ready. There's the beat from Maldini to try and create a little bit of space. Fried Rice under a lot of pressure. He's going to try to negate some of that damage. Overclock coming out from Niobe. Will find Mop. And Fried Rice, Tarleton, they just seem like they're on the back foot completely. Nice rock from Fried Rice to get the elimination. But how much more can you really find? All these players, they're on low HP, and Fried Rice will go down. Everyone's going to get dropped. Maldini with the big double.
Bob not able to get out there. Tarleton looking really, really scattered. They don't really know how to deal with Niobe here. He's always finding these early picks, right? Tarleton, if they stabilize, they lock down, they play their team comp right, they're winning these fights. But if the a little bit of height.
Mop's gonna get jumped by the tank, but it might go in their favor now. Is almost in a tough position for Freewin, but he's able to escape out of there just barely.
Yeah, a little bit something you'd see in quick play there.
Oh, yeah. And finally, Dampish Penny has found the opening kill onto Niobe, so that's a big threat out of the way, out of the picture. Freewin will take out Bob once again with the dive attempt. I mean, Dampish Penny, fight still looking a little bit close, maybe not guaranteed, but eventually Mop will clean it up. It is just the tank left. I believe Freewin will go down, just trying to stall for a bit more time. Oh my goodness, this D.Va is so slippery. Mop is almost going to die.
Mop, not really the aim we want to be seeing in a grand finals. You know, gotta chill on him a little bit on that.
Tarleton, they have lost their lead, sitting about a 40-meter deficit. But they have the tools now. 5 ultimates, 3 on the side of our opponents.
Probably gonna want to open with Coalescence to bait out a lot of ults from the side of PNW. Coalescence, like I said, not a very valuable ult. It's gonna be something that you just push on cooldown almost.
Can you imagine Bob's just gonna rip it whenever he feels like there's a threat incoming from our opponents. There's the Kitsune rush from Berry Drop to try and create a bit of space, a bit of pressure. Rock will connect onto the D.Va. Is it enough to take him down? Forced to use the ultimate. That's pretty big. And they're going to continue to play this fight out. Still, no players have been dropped as of yet. Mop has found OBL. I believe he was looking for an angle for the Death Blossom. Wasn't able to get it. There's the Coalescence from Bob. Continuing to try and push forward.
He's looking to use this Coalescence to apply pressure to the support so that they can't supply the D.Va.
And the D.Va will go down. Fried Rice going to get the kill. All the kills going in favor of Tarleton. Mop, Fried Rice cleaning up house. There's the quadra kill for Tarleton. And almost a team ace as OBL is the last one standing.
We do
might
see
have been
yeah, might have been a misclick for Mop there. He really he's been having a really tough series. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's one of those ults that you could really
at least for a player of his caliber, you'd say.
Yeah. I mean, he was one of the star players last week, and now
immediate MP from Dampish Penny, wasting no time. Combo with the Flux. There's the Death Blossom in response, but he's only going to get Mop. Nothing else for him. And the tank will go down as well. Huge fight from Tarleton.
Yeah, they realize it's like, as long as we just press our Q or win buttons first, I think PNW is going to try and respond likewise, but they have the momentum. They have the ults that pop first.
Oh, yeah, super aggressive and wasting no time. And Fried Rice is going to try and zone all these players away. He doesn't have barrier, though. Has to try and back up. There's the beat. They're going to try to keep the lead here. Ball has managed to touch the point and prevent Tarleton from taking the lead. They've lost Fried Rice. It's not looking good. Well played from PNW, man. They saw the time. They saw how far Tarleton had made it forward. Niobe's going to get a double kill, and they get to keep their lead.
Yeah, like I said, we see that wrecking ball swap. We did see it banned first game, and for good reason. Tarleton, they always struggle a lot especially when dealing with wrecking ball. You have this Sigma on, you have Fried Rice on the Sigma, and he's not able to help his back line as much if he had something like a Roadhog or a Malgo or a Reinhardt, especially with this wrecking ball.
We're going to see if it creates problems. You imagine the hack is going to be, there we go, Fried Rice opening kill onto Niobe combined with Mop's sharp shooting skills. Bob with another kill, so 2 kills going in favor of Tarleton. They're going to try and win this fight as fast as they can. They will find the ball. Nice hack from Dampish Penny to secure that kill. Even a double kill for him. So Tarleton losing nobody in the process. They're going to try and use this last minute 30 to regain the lead. They have both support ultimates.
Tarleton, they've got to realize that they have the support ults. They just need to not hold them, just let them rip. They got to secure this lead. They need to keep that momentum. Like I said, Push is a really momentum-based gameplay, and that Sombra is doing a really good job of shutting down Lucio pick.
Ooh, Lucio taking the low HP, but Fried Rice is going to get caught. That's the one thing you can't have happen if you're Tarleton. And now it spells danger. Mop, he'll go down next. And that is just not what you can have happen. Not when you have the support advantage, Tarleton. Although, ball might have overextended a tad bit, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to find them. And they're just forced to retreat. They have maybe one more fight remaining. Bob is going to get caught by Niobe. It's looking dangerous for Tarleton, but Mop has found one in return. Still a 4 versus 4 as the rest of the players from Tarleton try and rejoin the fight. Fried Rice has made his way back, has the flux. Going to be looking for this ball, but once again, he's in danger. He's taken down low, and he's taken out. Fried Rice goes down again. Mop doing what he can, finds one in response. That's a second from Mop. There's what we needed. 2 kills as he is online. Lucio taking down the 1 HP, but no ammo. Bob will get the kill, get the cleanup. Mop trying to save us here with a minute left to go, or not even a minute, 20 seconds.
Tarleton, they cannot make the same mistake again. They have to push those buttons. They have to push their ults. They got greedy. They were like, they let Fried Rice die, especially let him get bursted down, and especially because the wrecking ball is really keeping those supports occupied, like we saw in this Gibraltar. Freewin doing a really good job of applying that pressure.
Immediate Kitsune rush from Silky. They're trying to catch Tarleton off guard, but the EMP in response from Dampish Penny! It's devastation! It's just Fried Rice! The beat also coming out. Tarleton, they stand no chance. OBL cleans it up, and that's the game. I mean, what initiative from our opponents. PNW just pressing the go button and completely owning Tarleton in that final fight of the game.
Now, Tarleton making the mistake of holding onto those ults a little bit too long. Really good play of the game by OBL. He swapped the Venture last minute, got the ult, and he made good use of it.
I mean, do you see he's able to duck and hide from that EMP from Dampish Penny? He tried to respond. He tried to do something to counter this aggressive play to catch Tarleton by surprise, and it did not work. PNW take the lead in the series 2-1.
Now, Tarleton, they need to really switch up something here.
I mean, it's one of those games you really thought they were going to have. They had support ult advantage going into a fight where they needed 2 meters to take the lead, and Fried Rice just getting caught. Maybe something like you said, maybe the ball had something to do with it, occupying the supports. But, yeah, you got to give credit to PNW. They were in a disadvantaged situation, I'd argue, and they were able to make it work and win the map.
I agree. Two ults to 4. Now, admittedly, Kiri, it's a big ult, right? Very valuable. But normally sending Coalescence kind of down that lane causes all the teams to walk into it. It's constant damage. It's constant heal from their team. Tarleton, they should have been able to really shut down this push, and I'm kind of wondering what really happened there. I wonder if it's maybe they're like save it for the next fight. Don't flux yet. That they need to take initiative. This PNW, they're keeping this tempo, right? Push is a really tempo-based map, and they're pressing their buttons first. They're engaging first. They're finding their picks first. It's really just a matter of Tarleton's got to either learn to sit back and let them engage and kite it out, or they have to engage on them first.
You saw kind of those glimmers of the mechanics from Mop going into the end of that map as well, as he was able to get that double kill, try and turn the fight in their favor. But yeah, we're sitting at a 2-1 scoreline now. PNW with the lead. Tarleton, they're going to have to fight back if they want any chance of recovering this grand finals game. But don't go anywhere. We got ourselves a series. We'll be right back for game number 4 in just a moment, guys. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Just a reminder, B07, 2-1 lead for our opponents, PNW. And it looks like we're heading on to Atlas for game number 4 for Flashpoint.
All right, and then we're going to look like the bands coming out. It's going to be Lucio from Tarleton and then Sombra from PNW. The Sombra band is definitely to enable the ball. Tarleton, they always struggle against ball. They always struggle against Winston. These really dive characters that are allowed to like split them up and push them. Tarleton, they're really used to just kind of sticking to their lane and just basically hitting more shots than their opponents, so they always struggle with displacement tanks. Atlas also pretty good ball map, pretty good dive map. It's really brawly though, but we'll probably see something like a Cass, Bastion, Moira, Kiri, if I had to guess. I'm not really sure what Fried Rice is going to go. He needs to pick a tank that is able to keep this ball, keep this Winston off of Tarleton's back line.
And you know, I'm going to be honest, it's a very good time for them to pull out the Sombra band while they have momentum and while they're looking to try and snowball the series out of control and play to the strengths of their compositions and run the ball here. I got to give credit. I think that's a very good ban from our opponents to ban the Sombra out here. And Tarleton, we're going to have to see how they adjust.
Yep. Looks like PNW, they're going to be opening on, we'll have a Malga mirror. I was really expecting the ball, but I think that's kind of what they wanted to bait them in so that they have advantage on this first point. Tarleton, they're expecting this ball. And so PNW is like, you know, if they're expecting the ball, we're just going to go hard brawl with Maldini on his Brig and OBL on the Reaper.
We're getting a first look at Dampish's May in this series. He's been known to play it at times, and it's been good. So him having confidence in this character, love to see it. But yeah, a lot more brawly look than probably Tarleton's going to be expecting going into this first fight. And now the revelation has been made. It is a Malga match going into point number 1 on Atlas, as both teams kind of just poke away at each other from distance.
Both teams running really hard brawl comps. See Mop, he's now on his the Cassidy again. Worked out really well for them on Busan. We'll see if it can really shut down this Reaper.
Oh, quick flank from the Reaper, but he might get caught by the wall. Does get out just in time, and a big stomp from Freewin. Tarleton almost get caught, but they get healed up quickly from the AoE healing from the Moira. So that's big investment from Bob. Malga's getting pushed around. He actually gets taken out by Fried Rice. Niobe, quick response onto Bob, but they have managed to find the tank, so Fried Rice is going to have a lot more impact in this fight as he's looking to burst down these targets in front of him. Smartly will back away, though, when taken down to somewhat low HP. Doesn't have his E cooldown up yet. 3 more seconds. Still poking, still prodding around, but in the meantime, Freewin has made his way back onto the fight. He has rejoined his team. The Brig's going to go down. That's Maldini, dropped from Fried Rice, and they're going to look to get the Malga next. He's taken down the low HP. Gonna be forced to retreat, but Fried Rice continuing to be a problem here in this first point. Mop gets the 3rd kill, and Tarleton will eventually win the fight.
Yeah, really good job by the supports there. That's kind of what you're seeing. This Moira, she's a character, not really a lot of utility, but she puts out a lot more heals, and both teams are just basically looking to kind of stat check their opponent of, I've got more healing, I've got more damage, and we see the hog swap from Freewin.
Curious, isn't it, right?
Kind of counterpicks himself. Maybe he knows what's up, and we don't, though. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm going to be interested to see how they end up trying to make this work, because, yeah, you mentioned it on Gibraltar. Malga, a notable hog counter. Yeah. One of the best in the game.
Tarleton really sitting with the ult advantage. Almost 5 ults to 3. And we see
I love this angle for the Kitsune from Berry Drop. Fried Rice is going to use it to make a lot of space, go right onto the Sojourn. But they're not able to get him. He's very slippery. He's managed to make his way out of there. Even gets a kill, but it's a 4v4. And now the cage fight from the Malga. Huge from him. Catches every single player from the opponents. Deadeye from Mop. Lands onto Maldini. Big stop from Fried Rice, but he will actually go down. So they had the damage to deal with him, apparently.
Apparently so.
Tarleton, they made it to 99% though. Or you're going to look for the touch. There's the stun from Mop. Lands the kill. Big headshots coming out. Mop trying to be the difference maker, but it's Freewin to find 2 kills on the hog. Investment ultimate from Dampish Penny. Try to zone these players off of the point. Is he able to do so? Not quite. They're able to get the touch again. I believe this will be a winning fight for PNW. Really close. Nice try from Dampish Penny at the end there.
Yeah, really tragic. I think Fried Rice, he just got out of the sight line of the healers just a little bit, kind of because of the hog and Brig displacement. He's getting kind of pushed around. We do see the coalescence though, but it was 4 ults to 2. From,
yeah, that's the problem now, right? Is now Tarleton are kind of on the back foot as they tried to invest almost everything to secure that point. They weren't able to do it, so We're going to have to find some sort of miracle pick. Maybe Mop can look for something, and that will change the outcome of this game. Coalescent's going to be invested, so Fried Rice is going to work his way forward with that, but Freewin has managed to catch him. Coalescent's immediately canceled out. That's a tough look from Bob. And they are going to use the Juno ultimate as well. Orbital Strike deployed. And Fried Rice is going to be facing some problems. He seems to be in a tough position. Is going to get healed up, though. And Dampish Penny's Bastion has come through, and Maldini going to get bursted. Hooks the Malga in, and Fried Rice will go down to the ultimate. Mop has found another kill, so maybe an opportunity here as 2 players have been eliminated. Let's see what they can do. Bob, there's another kill, so maybe they don't need the tank if they have Bob. 2 kills, and it's just the Reaper left. He'll go down, and by some miracle, Tarleton have managed to take the point.
Yeah, we really see the early pick on Maldini, one of their really star support players. He's constantly building this ult, constantly keep his team alive with the AoE heal. Then they only have the Juno heals left, and you don't want just Juno heals into such a high damage comp like Bastion, Malga, and I mean even Moira with the AoE. If you don't have anything to mitigate the chip damage, then you're going to have a really tough time.
Man, and when I say miracle, I think I mean miracle. I did not think Tarleton were going to come out on top of that. And they managed to do so off of the pick, like you said, from Dampish Penny onto Maldini, maybe turning that fight a little more in their favor than they were expecting it to. Niobe has found an opening kill onto Berry Drop. Immediate follow-up with the overclock. Dampish Penny is going to be forced to hide, forced to cancel his quick ultimate to keep himself alive, but I don't know if it's going to be good as they've already lost 2 players from Tarleton. Okay.
Really good ult by Dampish there.
Yeah, that's a little insane.
He understands that he's low health. The enemy team, PNW, they're going to get greedy. He's preemptively gets a slide.
And the Death Blossom immediately canceled out. Fried Rice stomps him to the ground. Dampish Penny will fall. But Tarleton maybe with an opportunity to re-engage once Bob and Berry Drop rejoin the fight. There it is. Kitsune is going to be invested. Tarleton immediately working their way onto the point. Mop will catch Maldini once again. And I believe they will be able to capture this one back. They will. A nice ring. Oh, max range hook. Fried Rice is in danger. Is able to get away, though.
Very good holdout on that charge.
And here comes Mop. He's looking good. He's online now. 2 kills. Niobe and OBL will fall. Here we go. It's game time.
That is definitely Mop. Starting to come online. He had a little bit rough start in the series, a little bit missed clicks, a little bit misplays, but he's on this cast. He's in his comfort zone. He's getting settled in. We're going to be able to see if he keeps it up throughout the rest of the series.
When you have aim like his, the silver bullet perk looks a lot more overpowered than it really is. Here's the cage fight with Dampish Penny's turret. Dampish Penny, 3 kills. It's a triple for him. Fried Rice with the 4th. Dampish Penny with the quadra kill. Cleans them all up. Amazing cage fight.
Yep. PNW left with no movement abilities to deal with that turret. They just had to sit there and eat that damage. I mean, it's just a death ball. Like we were saying, you can't get caught out in this high damage comp. If it comes down to me shooting at you and you shooting at me, Tarleton will come out on top.
D.Va will get the touch here for our opponents, and the nano boost coming out. I believe that's onto the D.Va. It is. Dampish Penny going to get hunted down. He will take 1 in return. Maldini will fall. Still with an opportunity. Mop.
Oh, they
gets
C9.
The second kill, and it's a C9. The point. They forgot about the point. Freewin going a little bit too far away. And Tarleton are able to get the capture.
Yep. Both supports on Tarleton now looking to hunt down Noibi and Silky there. Moira, you know, a lot of people underestimate how much AoE damage she can do.
Dampish Penny looking for a snipe with his ultimate.
He sees his targets.
Yobi going to be quick to slide away from that one. Not able to find anything, but Fried Rice will get the kill onto Silky.
There's more of a, zoning ult. We'll call it a zoning ult there to kind of help split off Silky from the rest of the team.
I mean, you got to like Tarleton's position. They get priority, and they're up 2-0 on Atlas early. So far, this composition been working wonders for them, even without the Sombra.
Yeah, we're really expecting the Wrecking Ball from PNW. We might see it come out later if they're really unsuccessful with this comp, because they realize they got to do something. But Tarleton, they're just pumping as much damage as possible, and the healers are just not able to keep up with PNW.
The Bastion has shown to provide a lot of value, too. There's the Kitsune Rush immediately. Berry Drop's going to fall. Is able to get the ultimate off, but so far, no more kills are going to get traded back in return. Here comes the overclock from Niobe. Fried Rice looking for a big stop. Dampish Mop firing back. Dampish Penny's been such a problem in this series, or at least on this map, I should say. And the last player remaining is going to get cleaned up. Well, maybe not. Going to get to live. But that's okay. As Tarleton, they're going to continue to capture this point and work their way up to try and secure the map. and even up the series.
We see Mop with the Deadeye, but Tarleton, they're not setting out an ult advantage. We're going to see Nano come online. That Diva with Nano is going to be a very, very big problem for this next push.
Here we go. It's going to have to be a full investment from our opponents. PNW are going to need to look for something. Fried Rice is going to get slept, and they're going to look to burst him. Nano boost coming through onto the Diva. Dampish Penny again has found the first kill. Fried Rice finds the Obi. It's just Mop to fall. Freewin doing a lot of damage, a lot of work with this ultimate. But it's Malga to try and keep himself up. Here's the coalescence from Bob, and the re-engage from Tarleton is going to happen in just a moment. You have the cage fight available. Just waiting for the perfect moment.
Yeah, and if that Diva gets caught in, she has nothing. She does not have nearly enough Matrix to keep herself alive.
Here we go. Big stomp. Malga's made his way in. Death Blossom is going to find Mop, but Dampish Penny quick to trade once again. There's the Diva ultimate. But Tarleton do a good job of kiting it out. Bob is unfortunately going to get isolated, though, in the process. And it looks like a winning fight for our opponents. But Tarleton, they will have one more opportunity.
They will. Tarleton not popping the ults once again. They really are struggling to get used to. We should have seen the cage combo. I definitely think that dropping the cage to be able to take out the Brig and the Reaper there would have been a very, very smart decision. It just gives you that manpower up. You only need to win one fight if you're Tarleton in this case.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the ult economy now. I mean, you have nothing left. That was full investment from our opponents. So clearly Tarleton having the advantage, and Fried Rice is wasting no time. Immediately going on the point, gets the touch.
He's going to see the cage fight.
Oh, but he gets bursted immediately. He had no support. Maybe just a little too out in front. Deadeye will catch onto Maldini. So Tarleton still with an opportunity. Mop is going to be looking for the kill. Not quite able to find it. Stun does connect. Oh, big shots. Takes out big shots from Mop. He's looking for more. Mop finds 3 kills, and it's a complete cleanup from Tarleton. They don't even need Fried Rice to win the fight and win the map. They take Atlas 3-0. There's the star power we were looking for from Mop going into game number 3. This series is all tied up.
All right. Like I said, Mop, he just needs some time to warm up. He just needs some time to get heated up, right? And we're going to see a play of the game by Dampish. Both Mop and him really, really showing why they're the DPS for Tarleton in this game.
Yeah, can't overshadow Dampish Penny's performance on his best hero on this map. He was finding picks just everywhere in combo, in tandem with Fried Rice, using that cage right there with the turret, dealing out massive amounts of damage. And, man, we're all tied up.
Yep.
As I pan us back to our camera here. I mean, incredible game. Tarleton looks very dominant. You wouldn't have known it based on those last 2 maps, but here we are. We're all tied up, 2-2.
They have a very, very good history on Flashpoint. Like I said, they do a lot better on these kind of skirmishy maps. They do struggle against dive, but in Flashpoint you don't really have a lot of dive targets, especially when you're running Cassidy, Bastion, Malga, Moira, Kiri. You have this really, really high DPS, high single target comp, and PNW, they just didn't really know what to do with it. They were like, well, we don't have anyone to pick off. They didn't have Mop on the Widow. They didn't have him on the Soj. They don't really understand what squishy they're looking for here. You go for the Moira, she gets out. You go for the Curie, she gets out, and you get blasted by the Bastion and the Malga.
Yeah, and I think to your point, I'm surprised we never saw, with the Sombra Band, that we never saw the ball come through.
Yeah,
clearly it didn't work out for them. They went for the brawly approach, and just Tarleton kind of diffed them in that aspect with the Bastion and all those other elements that you were mentioning. But, yeah, all tied up. We're going to be heading to the next map shortly. I mean, we're getting the series we hope for, to be honest.
It is definitely a very, very back and forth. It is interesting. Tarleton, they really struggled against Brawl last week, and then they ended up playing Poke into it. And then PNW is beating them on the Poke, and now they're swapping to a Brawl comp, and it's
interesting how that works,
very interesting how it's swapped around. Yes, we'll say. But maps left are what is it? It's hybrid. I
wonder if it ever resets in a BO7.
It does reset. We've got hybrid left. I think hybrid is just the last left, and then it goes ahead and resets. So we'll kind of see what hybrid map they pick.
All right, guys, we're gonna cut it to a short break. We'll be back shortly. Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Quick reminder, we're all tied up. Series is 2-2. We're getting exactly what we asked for grand finals, and we're gonna take a look at the bans and the map pick here for our opponents. It's gonna be Eichenwald.
Yep. Tarleton, they're gonna be banning the Winston. They realized it's a Winston map. Winston really tore them up on They really tore them up on Gibraltar, and they realized it's like if he's kind of warmed up. They're not too scared of the Widow. Like commentators knock on wood, you know. Noebe might have like a crazy ass game like he had on Gibraltar, but Moppy's warmed up. They want to contest this. They either want to do the brawl or they want to contest the Widow with the Widow, and they want that Winston ban to kind of keep everything away. As far as PNW's ban, we're going to see the Kiri ban come out. They realize that Berry Drop, she's a very lethal Kiri player. She's one of the best I've ever seen, and she's kind of really tearing them up. She's constantly keeping their tanks alive, constantly keeping their backside. They're really struggling to make the dive work. And so they might, honestly, you might see the dive, the Wrecking Ball come out because they don't have the Kiri Suzu. They don't have the Kiri TP.
Right.
Tarleton, they might struggle on this map to deal with dive.
We're just going to have to see and let the map play out itself. It's not one of those that I feel like we've seen a ton this year.
We have not seen a lot of dive ball. It's normally King's Row. That's, that's the most common one I normally see. Just a quick little reset there from the team.
I'll be honest, this is one of those maps where it's going to determine a lot on how this series is going to progress, because you think about it, winner of this will put themselves onto match point, series point, championship point. I mean, take that all in. It's going to be, it's a huge one.
Yeah, it definitely is. I will say, though, you get to that point, you get overconfident, and it's kind of like some teams, they react like backing a cornered animal, right? You get that lead, you get that ahead of time, and then it makes them fight even harder. So we will see, and we see Barry on the Ana. I don't normally see her play Ana. Normally, when Kiri is banned, she does play Juno, but we'll see. Oh, we're seeing some issues. What? My bad. So I don't know what to do because we were told that it is an F of what? It looks like they're trying to get Tarleton to FF.
Whoa.
What?
I'm a little confused what happened here. Let me get a bit more context.
It looks like he did not add bans.
Oh, well, that's not. I feel like that's just a mistake in the lobby creation. I don't know.
You can reset that in 10 seconds.
Exactly. Might have a bit of a pause here then. We're going to let everything work itself out, but we will be back in just a moment. We'll update you guys when we have more information.
Traveling to Eichenwald. Initiating match.
All right, well, kind of as anticipated, I'd say, it was just a quick reset to adjust the band. So nothing crazy, nothing dramatic.
No FFing here. That is
Yeah,
little
that's
bit
certainly
crazy.
not going to happen in a 2-2 series. But
so we'll see how it goes.
after a brief pause, we'll be heading into the gameplay portion of our broadcast,
Ready for battle.
and we might have Dampish Penny opening us up onto the Symmetra.
Properly. Oh, well, look like the keyboard's responding. Give us 1 second.
Yeah, see if we can make the adjustment here.
Okay. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Sorry, guys.
You got the demon on your
No
side.
changes in composition for either side. From what we saw them open up with earlier.
Hello.
Oh, fried
Oh,
rice
you
last
say
second.
that, and he locks in the ram.
Any cost.
We do see the Venture, and we see Maldini back on the Alari. It was banned last map because he had a really good performance on Gibraltar.
See if Dampish Penny looks for a kind of cheeky TP with the rest of his team to make their way directly on the point. You know he likes to go for those. He's going to immediately go onto height, however, and just try to force his players away. Freewin has actually managed to punish Mop in the process. This time the TP doesn't look like it's going to work out, as Tarleton, they're kind of being forced off of height, forced to kind of back down. But no one will fall besides Mop. Things to be going okay.
I was expecting either team to go Widow on this map.
Ooh, fried rice. He's managed to get the kill onto Niobe. But Freewin is quick on the trade. Bob will fall in response. Ooh, big sleep lands on the Dampish Penny, but he's going to get woken up immediately. Fried Rice with another kill. The Ramatra's looking very strong to open us up. 3 kills for Fried Rice. And OBL will eventually eliminate Dampish Penny, but it should be enough to get Tarleton the point.
Yeah, very good job. Sigma, traditionally not very good into Ramatra. Ramatra's he's just able to pop that Nemesis for him and just to walk on his team. And Sigma can't really do much to stop him other than the rock. And if the rock is down, you're out of luck.
Fried Rice showing off his impact here to open us up onto Eichenwald, which I'll reiterate again, probably going to be the most important map of this series. Determine which team gets the lead and puts themselves in a position to be on championship point.
Yeah, and
which is immediate pressure.
And I will say that first map on Eichenwald is probably that first choke is probably the most important, because I've seen so many teams just genuinely just get holed up at that first point, just not make any progress. So for us to be able to capture it so quickly is
and
very,
Mop's
very
continuing
good.
right where he left off. He's taken out OBL just randomly there, finding a pick. Still looking to see if any of these players are approaching on the flank. Doesn't look like it.
Did you see the Wrecking Ball swap from PNG? Or not PNG, bro. PNW, my bad. Hard-coded.
Fried Rice continuing to be a problem in high ground. He's going to get 2 kills if he can land that
There's a
punch.
shot.
There it is. Silky will go down. Freewin will find 1 in response onto Mop. Oh, so we're 2 for 2 as both of Tarleton's DPS have been eliminated. And Berry Drop kind of feeling the pressure, forced to kind of back away. But Fried Rice is still standing with the support of Bob. But Bob, he will get bursted in 1 shot. And Fried Rice will now retreat and wait for his team to regroup.
That being said, Tarleton, they did make it really, really far past this choke point. We are seeing we're seeing a lot of ults come out from Tarleton here. They got to understand that they're building it faster, and they need to pop these ults. They can't. They keep been constantly making the mistake of holding onto these ults. They need to pop them when they've got the advantage.
Mop again. This guy is turning into the demon we know he can be in these late games. And he has found the kill onto Niobe, putting Tarleton in an immediate advantage. And yeah, like you said, have the ult economy available to try and secure the 2nd point. The ball is still kind of being annoying in the back line, but Mop is going to play it safe. There's the Alari ultimate. Follow up by both supports. And Fried Rice coming through. Here we go. Mop has found the kill at the Deadeye. 4 ultimates have been popped from Tarleton. It's looking like it might end up being worth it, as Fried Rice is trying to eliminate this final player if he can land the punch. Bob takes out Freewin. It looks like a winning fight for Tarleton, all things considered.
Nano really, really making this venture tanky, but it is not enough.
And OBL even using the ultimate there at the end. It's not going to work out. Dampish Penny cleans up the final 2.
Tarleton, on this final push part of this map, this is where their comp is going to be the best at, in these tight and closed areas where Moira can find a lot of orbs, and Mop is at a very, very lethal threat range here. And Wrecking Ball is not going to be as effective on this final point. He does have the ult though, so we'll probably see him drop the mines to try and stall out and then swap.
And that's 4 ults invested by our opponents as well. There is the mines from the Wrecking Ball. Dampish Penny going to quickly TP his way out of there. Fried Rice taking heavy amounts of damage. He's trying to block it all, try to keep himself up, but he cannot, as the mines will get the finishing blow, and Tarleton, they're going to be forced to back down and reset as they wait for their tank to rejoin the fight.
Nobody from Tarleton. They realized that their tank was down. They just needed to stall out, wait for Fried Rice to come back. They still have the ult advantage. We'll see if and Bob gets booped off there. He's got to be aware. Wrecking Ball has got a lot of knockback power.
Oh, but DBL's been taken down to 1 HP, is going to get healed up immediately. There's the Sim Wall. Mop finding his counterpart in Niobe. And the Sim Wall is going to be really annoying for OBL to deal with, and they can't deal with it. There's the Immor saving Baptiste temporarily, and it looks like he's able to get out of dodge, but it's giving Tarleton a lot of space. The Wrecking Ball is going to have to go into spawn to get healed up. And now Tarleton with an opportunity to close the game out right here. Support ultimates are going to be online for our opponents.
But so far, Tarleton.
Fried Rice, he's looking to play ahead of the game. The Malga's getting antied. There is the nano boost onto Fried Rice. Counter nano onto the Malga. But Fried Rice has popped the ultimate. He's looking lethal here, getting all the kills. Tarleton, they still have 3 minutes on the clock, and they get all 3. And a team ace to end it off.
Extremely dominant performance there by Tarleton. PNW didn't really have the answer for this Ram. He's just walking them down. We will see if PNW, they haven't answered this. They're not really going these super poke comps that Eichenwald is really known for. I was expecting the Widow from them. I was expecting the Widow from Mop, but Tarleton realized it's like, hey, they can't beat us in Brawl. We're just gonna go Brawl. PNW, they gotta recognize that if they're not able to match them in Brawl, then they gotta be able to. If they're not there, they can't match them in Brawl. They gotta be able to switch it up. Either dive, poke, something. They got to have some kind of answer. Because if Tarleton wins this, especially with such a dominating performance, it's going to leave a lot of momentum. Okay, we see the Hog come out. We're going to probably see the Malga swap from Fried Rice as soon as they realize he's on Hog. He does have the disadvantage of Ram is not really good into Hog, so they'll probably take this first point pretty easily because he doesn't have the Malga to really shut down this Hog. But we do see Dampish on the Bastion, and hopefully that'll be enough to kind of buy him some time against this Hog.
Texans really got to like the position that they're in now. With 3 minutes left to go on the clock, captured all 3 points. I'd say pretty successful attacking side. And so the pressure is almost on our opponents, PNW, a bit more going into this one. We're actually going to get a first look at Ash in this series, one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. We have not seen Noebe on the Ash yet. I'm interested to see. If it's as lethal as his Widow, then it might be something that PNW needs to really switch him around. They see the Tarleton, they see the Hog, they realize it's like, okay, we got to play back. We cannot get hooked around this corner. And as I say that, he gets hooked around the corner.
That had to have been max range once again. It's been good for those. Freewin has, at least when we've seen him on the Hog. And they've created a lot of space already, made it through that opening choke. Let's see if Tarleton have the way to deal with this pressure being put on by the Hog.
Fried Rice did a really good job of mitigating that damage with the shield. He got hooked, but he was able to preemptively stop the hook.
Oh my goodness, and they're going to be flipping the map. Dampish Penny going to try and zone them from doing so. Popping that turret for him instantly, but I mean, things are just getting chaotic. Berry Drop has been picked in the back line. Tarleton, they're surrounded. These players are coming from everywhere. Hog in the back line, DPS in front. But Fried Rice, he's having none of it. He's going straight in. Fist flying ahead. Maldini has gone down, but Bob will go down in response, and unfortunately, all the players from Tarleton are getting isolated. It's just Dampish Penny remaining, and he will fall. That was an effective strategy from our opponents, flipping the map and just putting pressure on all sides.
Yep, they're really using that Lucio speed to get the Hog around on that flank angles while the Ash sits back and just takes pot shots. And we do see Fried Rice instantly swapping in that Malga. He is not having any part of it, and we see the Diva swap come in from PNW.
Freewin knew. He knows it was coming.
Really, really effective part. They realize they're going to probably stay on Ram. That's that tank mentality of, like, you can't swap, you're on defense. Really well played on the mental game. We see the ult come out from Dampish. Going to find one onto Silky.
Nice snipe there from Dampish Penny to start us off in the second point. So far, Tarleton are just looking to play height and just poke away. The Ash is pretty effective in dealing with some of that poke and has the Bob up to try and get one of these corners, I'd imagine. Dampish Penny, though, is going to get the kill again, so he's finding multiple picks from high ground. Going to pop the turret form to try and deal with this pressure. Takes down the Venture to low HP. Gonna continue to look for it. Fried Rice gonna chase the kill, but Venture will be able to get out of there. Dampish Penny, though, again, finds the kill onto Silky. This Bastion is so tough to deal with from high ground.
Yeah, really good job right there. They don't have the hog anymore, so they're having a tough time. Well, I say that and he gets booped off. They're having a really tough time finding these picks with that Lucio speed.
Ooh, nicely timed nano boost onto Dampish. Gonna force the D.Va to run for the hills. And it will gain them a little bit of space for the time being, but you don't want to get found by Tarleton if you're here. Ooh, I mean, a nice attempt from Dampish Penny, but it seems like our opponents were prepared for it. They will take him down. Fried Rice finds one in response. There is the Bob. Fried Rice, he's trapped and locked in place. Bob will take him out. Tarleton, they just have to regroup.
They're just getting really, really split up here. They're getting a little too overconfident. They need to slow it down, reinstall. They're probably not going to be able to contest this point. And overall, it's just a really, really strong attacking side from both teams.
Fried Rice back onto the Ramatra. Dampish Penny seems like he's in a bit of trouble. He's going to go down. There's the ultimates coming through, and that will be the point captured for our opponents, and all the kills going in their favor. Tarleton just feel like they have no way of hitting the brakes on these guys, as they're currently, I mean, D.Va's just in their face permanently. Fried Rice going to try to escape, but they're just going to stagger him, and he will drop. We're going into the final point. 4 minutes left to go on the clock.
Yeah, Tarleton, like I said, they need to stabilize. This is their strongest point for their comp, but they've got to stabilize. The momentum is just swinging in PNW's favor really, really hard. You see Dampish swap on the Symmetra. He's really going to be trying to counter that D.Va, so I don't know if it's going to be enough.
And Mop's going to get tracked down and hunted by Freewind, who's been a massive issue for Tarleton, at least on the defender side. Sleep does connect from the Ana, but Niobe finds Dampish Penny. I mean, every single kill is going in their favor. Fried Rice is going to be surrounded by everyone. There's the ultimate from Venture. Niobe finding more kills. Every kill going in favor of PNW. That is going to be the nano boost from Berry Drop to try and stall for a bit more time. Fried Rice is putting in massive amounts of work. Massive damage from Fried Rice, but it's a C9. They managed to capture the point.
Really, really thought it was going to be a really clutch moment from Fried Rice, but he just didn't have anyone to back it up.
Yeah, it looked like Fried Rice was going to be able to turn that one all by himself with that nano boost, but he had to get off the cart to go onto those players, and unfortunately, Tarleton didn't have the numbers to just sustain. And PNW doing a good job of continuing to push forward. And so, honestly, it's anyone's game at this point. You thought Tarleton had a big advantage, but it is going to be completely matched by PNW on their attacking side. So now, we're all even at 3-3.
Both teams having a pretty sloppy defensive half. We're going to see this next
I'll say so.
overtime. Yeah, very, very sloppy defensive half. Both teams kind of getting split, not really understanding what to do. And normally, Eichenwald is a very, very easy to defend map, especially for the first and the last points, but both teams just cutting through the defenses like butter. We will see if we don't really see much changes from Tarleton, and we see Nuebe on the Bastion. It looks like he's going to try and see if he's going to show Dampish how it's done, or maybe not.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've seen him play those really lethal hit scanning characters. I mean, Bastion lethal in its own regard, but definitely a lot different play style
Than what he's normally
what we've been
playing.
seeing. We'll see if it works out for him. Maybe it's a way to deal with the ram and break the shields. Not entirely certain, but we're going to see what happens. As Tarleton, they have 2 minutes to get as far as they can go. Our opponents, likewise, 2 minutes and 46 seconds. So, yeah, pretty even, I'd say. Anyone's game.
Quite a big advantage from on that time. That extra minute that really, really counts. Oh, you see a big rush
immediate
come
teleport, and this time it might work out. Dampish Penny with 2 kills immediately. This is exactly what Tarleton needed, exactly what they were looking for. And I believe they're going to be able to clean up everything. That's Dampish Penny with a triple kill. And I mean, what a call. It's a quadra from Dampish Penny to open us up onto Eichenwald here. And they're going to be able to capture this point instantly.
Yeah. I will say, he's really showing why he's the captain here. That was a great call, a great teleport. They realized, hey, if they're going to be trying to flip the map like this, let's go on these really low mobility characters like Bap and Bastion that just cannot get away, and their team isn't able to catch up to them. Tarleton realized, like, hey, we need to stay as 5. PNW is really, really splitting us off. That's how they beat us in defense. They're really causing us to split up, so we need to kind of stick together in Deathball.
Yeah, super direct approach. And Mop back on the Casty. He had some insane highlight plays earlier in the series. Bob is going to get caught by OBL. And now Fried Rice is getting dropped on, and he goes down. So Tarleton, you don't need to hit the panic button yet. You still have time for another fight, but I believe they are all going to go down, as Mop will take one with them. Dampish Penny will be the final player to fall, and it is a complete cleanup for our opponents, but 30 seconds still left on the clock.
Tarleton, they're gonna have Mop ult, but Noebe is gonna have Bastion ult to stop it. We will see Tarleton. They'll most likely be hitting their ults before PNW does, though. Those ults are really gonna be what determines this this map.
Our opponents are going to be maintaining high. It's going to be a complete brawl and trade-off of ultimates, like you said, going into the final fight of this side of things. Berry drop, taking down to pretty low HP, going to play it safe, try and recover. Ramatra has the ultimate, preparing for that drop. That's a pretty nice window, I'm not going to lie. Fried Rice, and I don't know if Tarleton have any way of dealing with it. They are going to pop the Ramble, but it is a lot of pressure in their face. And Fried Rice can't live. Tarleton, they're investing everything, but it's not enough. They get wiped out 5 for 0, and we'll see if it's enough.
Not the worst amount of push. Like I said, the first point is really, really difficult, but neither team has been able to really shut down this first point push. I'm hoping Tarleton, they'll change it up.
Switching sides.
Here we go, man. We're going to have to see if we get a completely defensive adjustment from the Texans going into this final half of things, I guess you could say, in overtime. It's going to have to look different. It really is. They had no answer on the first half of things.
I know they got picked. They had the ult advantage, but they got picked by the BAP window, and it's just you can't be giving up when you have ult advantage like that. You cannot just give it to them like that. Like it's just a free pass, right? Tarleton really needs to clamp up on this defense here and not let them get because if they can hold them at this choke point, it's going to be really good for them.
I think that could end up being the difference maker, you'd imagine, with 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock.
Yeah. Diva really been a really big issue for Tarleton. I will say, Free One has done he does a great job of playing these dive characters, and Tarleton hasn't really had any answer to it. We did see a pretty good job on Atlas with the Bastion Malga, but Dampish, he's staying on the Symmetra, trying to shut down the Diva, but
yeah, really looking to alleviate some of the pressure from the direct approach from the attack. And Mop's going to be on Emery this time. Haven't seen that from him yet.
It is a pretty good character against dive because of the lifesteal pistol, but against this much burst, like especially with Diva, I don't know how effective it's going to be, especially with that speed from Lucio.
Here we go, though. The attackers, they're not wasting any time. They've taken height, and they're moving towards the right side. Might even look for a similar map flip that they did the first time they tried this one, except with the Diva instead of the Hog. You have a lot more mobility. So they're going to be moving from the right side, just as we saw last time, but Tarleton have done a nice job so far of just kind of containing. But here comes the Diva. Bob, first kill going on to OBL, popping the Immor. That's a nice Immor to keep Berry Drop standing. He will go down, unfortunately. Tarleton, they might lose both their supports here. Berry Drop sitting on 1 HP, trying to stay up, trying to stay alive. And, oh my goodness, it's just looking so close. The Diva is putting so much pressure on them, but Mop has managed to find 1 kill in return. Fried Rice takes one down to Maldini. Mop, the Emery pick, is looking to be good here. As he continues to hunt, continues to go searching, but he doesn't overextend. He stays alive. And that is very good discipline from Mop.
Tarleton hunting this Diva, and they're going to get the stagger.
Oh, it's massive if they can find this one. They will get it. Fried Rice with the elimination. This is so much time being wasted, so much time off the clock, as Tarleton have managed to make a huge stand on this defensive point.
Mop looking very strong with the Emery. Kind of what I was saying, that Diva, she wants to go in, but you've got to deal with that. A lifesteal is really insane, especially once Emery, we're sending overtime. He's got his perks, he's got his lifesteal, he's got his pistol. He's going to be really hard to lock down. We see
I
the
gotta give
Hog
credit
coming
to
out.
Bob as well. It was a massive Immor to keep Berry Drop up too. Keep some of those heals still up. That's staying for Tarleton. If they lost that, I think that fight could have gone very differently, but here we go. No more time to waste. A minute left on the clock. Tarleton, what can you do? They've swapped to the Hog. Again, Malga, big counter to the Hog, but we're going to see if they make it work with their the amount of burst they have in their composition.
Especially with that on a nade. They're going to be looking to hook
and here we go. It's the map flip that we were expecting. Dampish Penny, but it's a big stomp from Fried Rice. He gets slept and antied. They're not going to try to kill him, though. They're not wasting time. There's the ultimate from Mop. He's looking for more kills. Finds one onto the Lucio, zoning everyone away from the point. 40 seconds left on the clock, man. PNW, you have to go. OBL, he's off the map. It's looking dangerous now as the pressure's on. One more fight left for Tarleton to win. 30 seconds on the clock. It is a 5 versus 5.
All supports, all ults coming up for Tarleton here.
And you're only at 80% for Silky and Maldini. What do? You have to go in. You have no choice. and it's the cage fight. Fried Rice, he's waiting with open arms. He says, welcome in. There's the wall, zoning everyone off. It's Mop again, finding the kill into Niobe. Fried Rice, just waiting for the push, waiting for the attack. 5 seconds left. You have to go in. PNW, where is it? Is it going to happen? Where's the touch? They do get it, but Bob's going to find the kill. Mop with the second. Cage fight still available. Fried Rice is looking for it. There's the overclock. Respond with the cage fight. Nano boost coming through. Hog will go down. Fried Rice looking to call this game on his own, and it's done. Tarleton, they're on map point, series point, championship point.
Very well played by our Texans there. They adapted very, very well. They realized they constantly they're just spamming that Lucio speed play kind of into that corner rune looking for a pick, but Tarleton's like, we know you did that before. That's how you got past this choke last time. We're not going to allow it. You cannot beat Malgo as Roadhog in this small room, and if you want to contest us on that room, then so be it.
They worked up to their ults quicker and just insane adjustments, like you said. And that's exactly what they had to do. Respond to the pressure and adapt. And Mop was finding tremendous value onto the Emery as well. I believe that extra mobility allowed him not to be one of those dive targets, which gave him the room to work and the room to find the picks. And being the mechanical player he is, he's able to do so successfully. As I swap over to our cam screen here. Here we go, man. We made it. The score is now 3-2 in favor of your Texans as they move to championship point. We're all in now.
And I believe the map pool has reset, so I don't know what they're going to pick here. Could be yeah, Li Jiang. I hope not. I will say though, this team is not very. PNW is not as strong of a brawl team as most of the teams we're used to playing this season. Li Jiang might actually be a throw pick if they do end up picking it.
Yeah, I really don't know what to expect, but it's coming down to who wants it more, and
really?
which team is going to have the better adaptations late in this series, as they've gotten to see pretty much all their cards at this point. I'd imagine when you're 5 maps in, I don't think you have any super hidden tricks left up your sleeve.
Really don't. And Freewin keeps wanting to go to this hog and keeps trying to make this hog work, because it did show some success a little bit on that first point of Gibraltar and then the first point of the defense. But I do think they overplayed this. Kind of overplayed their hand a little bit. They tried 3 times to speed into that room to get a pick, and Tarleton was ready for it every single time. And we're going to be going towards a bathroom break here, and I'm very curious to see how PNW is going to respond to this. The Malga has just been a serious menace, and I don't think they were expecting Mop to be as good of a shot on the Emre as he was, and he just, like you said, he wasn't a dive target. He had the pistol, he had the life steal, he had the mobility. No one could find a pick on him.
Yeah. Excellent game, though, on Eichenwald to send us to series point and what could be the end, or it could spell a Game 7. Depends on what happens. But we'll be right back after a short break. Don't go anywhere. Your Texans are on championship point. All right, we didn't leave ourselves much time to discuss because we're heading straight into game. But, guys, the way it works for these BO7s is they are allowed to choose any map, any game mode. They have elected to go with Ilios here.
Yep. We're going to see that. I keep saying, like, they want to overplay their hog, and they're going to be playing this hog on this map, and it's going to be interesting. We're going to see a lot of hog and ball, especially on this map. I did take a look at Dampish. He's done a lot of scouting, especially on the spreadsheet. They're going to be playing a lot of ball, venture, hog, and he even said that they like to play a little bit of Wu Yang with the ball on this map. So we're gonna say, yep, there's the ball, and we're gonna see a Symmetra coming out from them. And we are playing chat. It's just we are reading chat. So if y'all do have any questions or anything like that, just let us know.
Of course, just with delay, so expect the reaction to be a little lower.
A little bit lower.
I'm not going to be responding to you mid-match. But yeah, this is it, man.
Match point.
We are on championship point for Tarleton on Ilios. Let's see if they can get it done, or if we'll be going to a Game 7 if our opponents stick this one out. Damage Penny on the Sombra, trying to deal with this ball early.
Yep, and we see Fried Rice go back to the well. Gotta play Malga. Gotta play Malga. We do see a very, very anti-dive comp coming out from Tarleton here on, like I said, the Malga, the Sombra. They know the ball is there. They just need to deal with him. Dampish, he's not going to be playing dive Sombra. He's going to be playing peel Sombra.
Mop is going to be sticking with Emery. He found some pretty good success there on the latter half of Eichenwald. I think he can just continue to poke away, try and find an angle. Pulls out the pistol when he sees the... Oh, and Venture is actually going to get caught by Dampish. So that's a big opener. And the ball's been taken down pretty weak as well. Going to have to try to get that heal, but he's going to get hacked. Falls off the map. Fried Rice traded out kill onto Niobe, and that should be point captured for Tarleton.
Kind of like I was saying, Dampish, he's just there to screw over the ball. He's not there to play dive, to mess with the backline. He's just there to protect his own backline. And we see Fried Rice is going to give the taxi to Berry Drop there. Really, really good job. They need everyone to not get staggered. Very, very high mobility team coming out from Tarleton.
And we're finally getting a look at Zarya in this series. Super tough to deal with. I think probably a Malga counter, I'd argue.
She is a pretty decent Malga counter. However, though, if Tarleton elects to go Bastion, she will have a very, very tough time staying alive against the team. As she might get full charge, but she also loses for
finds the opener onto Maldini. So that is one support removed from the equation. Going into this fight, Fried Rice going to be taken down to about half HP, just retreats, ducks under cover, and Tarleton continue to play their range to their advantage. Zarya is a bit isolated on an island. But it doesn't look like any picks are going to be going in favor of any team. Bob taking down the 1 HP, going to be quickly sustained up by Berry Drop. A lot of players for Tarleton falling very weak, and the overclock will get the finish onto Dampish Penny. And 2 kills, nice shots from Niobe. And Mop even popping the ultimate there.
Yeah, a very, very bad misplay from Mop there when popping that ult. I guess he just wasn't expecting. Yep, there's the Bastion, like I called it. You realize that Zarya, she can't deal with these super, super high damage comps. She can only deal with these pokes, and they're just going to be trying to just... Normally it's don't shoot the bubble, now it's just blast. Right? We are going to see Berry. She's going to be building her Curie Rush first, and they're going to pop in. They will probably see a Curie Rush counter in return.
It's a quick approach from the Texans. Oh, but the grab landing on everyone. But are you sure you wanted all the smoke? Maybe you do. So Zarya will go down, but they find 2 kills in response, but it's Fried Rice to stay standing on the point. Venture has to go in. Ducks out immediately just to try and keep the contest for a little while longer, but Niobe has found the kill. Traded from Fried Rice again. He's being a menace on this point, finding multiple kills, multiple frags. The ball has made his way back, and unfortunately for Tarleton, they're not able to capture. Venture getting touch after touch there to stall for more time for the tank to rejoin the fight, and Silky will even find the kill onto Mop. But Fried Rice, he's not stopping. That is the cage fight. Hack lands onto the ball. He's trapped with nowhere to run. Goes down. It's Fried Rice! 3 kills! And it looks like Tarleton are going to be able to regain access to this point as another hack connects from Dampish. Venture sitting on 1 HP, stalling for as much time as they can. But, oh, eventually will go down. Niobe's found another kill, but he gets dropped. Honestly, pretty good stall. You got to give credit to OBL there for buying as much time as he did. But it's Fried Rice making the highlight play with the cage fight to get the point back.
You want to get that cage fight on those high mobility targets. They've got nowhere to go. Normally, Lucio, Fury, Ball, they're all really, really slippery. But if you disable their mobility, they're just sitting ducks. Just a big
Once again,
punching
back
bag.
to the Zarya for free win. We still have Dampish Penny, though. They're going to lead with the beat and the overclock. The speed trying to get in the face of Tarleton, catch them by surprise. But it looks like Tarleton were somewhat prepared for it. More field deployed from Bob as he's taking down the low HP. Will get dropped by Niobe. And the point is going to get captured. So Tarleton are electing to back off and just play their numbers, just to regroup and look for one final fight here.
Yeah. We might see a Kyrie ults build, but PNW, they have the ult advantage. I don't know if Mop is going to be able to build his in time.
We do have Kyriol to lead with for Tarleton. They're going to go with it now, wasting no time. Turret deployed from Dampish Penny. They're going to look to burst Zarya, taken down very low. Bench roll in response on the backline. Bob just trying to stay alive. Bob's going to get caught, so we don't have that Emery ult for this fight. Fried Rice finding the kill onto Niobe. Traded kills. Lots of action going on. Window deployed from Bob. And I just can't tell who's winning. I can't tell who has the advantage. Dampish Penny going to get the kill. He's going to pop the ult and immediately nuke himself, and it gets the kill with Tobio. Quick reaction from the captain, and Fried Rice is going to continue to try to provide support on the point. Overtime has been established. Grav connects, but Fried Rice has to reload those guns, looking for the stop. Runs over the Tracer. Mop with the 2 kills with the ultimate, and they are able to get the point back at 85%. It's going to go OT. They should have time for one more fight, but that's every ult invested. Fried Rice getting close to another cage fight. It is going to be intense. 90%. Do we have a touch? Swap onto the ball for Freewin to try and get closer to closing on that point. Here comes the Lucio. Final fight is going down. Cage fight will decide the game. Mop's going to go down immediately. This could spell trouble for Tarleton, but it's the hack from Dampish. Bob's going to get the kill. No take for our opponents. PNW are in danger. Fried Rice looking for the cage. He gets off point. Kill landed onto Lucio. Looking for more. Cage fight deployed. Dampish Penny. Every kill going in favor of Tarleton. Who wants it more? It's the Texans.
Very, very well played. I can't keep a straight face with Barrett's casting.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
Oh, very, very well played. The Malga was really the difference maker there. Those cage fights, 100% of the time, securing the Texans the win there. Really locking down these slippery targets. We're going to see how PNW is going to adapt. They don't have an answer for the Malga. It was like, oh, we're going to go Zarya. Well, then they have to deal with the Bastion. Okay, we're going to...
Those counter swaps we've seen on the tanks all game long.
Yeah, I know. It's just back and forth.
I just have to take a breath, guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
back
my
and forth.
goodness. What a game.
I know. You gotta give me a little...
NECC Grand Finals, guys. 1-0 for Tarleton. Map point, series point. Here we go. No time to waste. Teams are going to stick to what they know. They're going to keep on the same comps that they've been running all game, or that we saw in the first point of Ilios.
And we're going to see them on the ball. Sadly, I know that PNW,
they go 1-for-1 there.
I know that PNW was really looking to get well on this map because that's probably their genuine best point, especially with Freewin on the hog and the ball. But it's just not meant to be.
Seems that Tarleton have elected to go directly onto the point with Dampish and Fried Rice at the helm. And Fried Rice doing such a nice job of zoning these players. Unfortunately, Bob is going to get caught, though, and Berry Drop pushed off the map. So Malga does land the stomp, but you have no supports anymore. You're just going to have to back off. Fried Rice can even live, and Niobe's found yet another kill onto Dampish. This guy is not done yet. He wants this series to extend. But Tarleton, what do you have to say about it? You have to wait for a 5 versus 5, wait for your teammates to regroup.
And we see the spider spot come out from Freewin above this point. They know where the Texans are coming from. They need to be aware of this. Yep, there's a wrecking ball.
Hack not quite getting finished onto the ball. Eventually he's going to get it, but not enough damage to burst him. He will be able to escape. And they're doing a nice job of zoning Tarleton for the time being. Mop kind of looking for the fight onto the high ground, tagging up these players a bit, but not doing too much damage. In the meantime, Fried Rice has made his way onto the point. Dampish Penny connecting the hack onto the Lucio. Not quite able to land the kill. In the meantime, Niobe's found yet another kill onto Mop. So Tarleton, once again, playing at a disadvantage. And Fried Rice facing a lot of pressure, but he is able to get the kill. But Freewin pushes Dampish Penny off the map. Every kill so far is getting traded. Fried Rice, he's trying to respond. He's doing what he can. That's 2 kills for him. But I just don't know if it's enough. He's taking down the low HP. He does not have the support, and he will go down. 50% and counting for our opponents.
Mop and Dampish, they really need to stop getting picked by Niobe here early. That's what's costing them this point. And we see the hog come out on Fried Rice. He's having none of this ball. He said, you know what, I'm going to show you how to play hog.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, apparently.
Big old disadvantage for Tarleton, though, here. It's going to be a really, really snowbally map. They really need to stall out until they can get ult's advantage, or if they need to win the fight.
I mean, look at the
ult.
positioning for our opponents. So many, like, random high ground spots. Immediate response, though. Kitsune ult deployed by Berry Drop, but countered by a Kitsune of their own. Every ultimate getting popped from our opponents, and they're going to completely wipe the floor with Tarleton. As now, I believe you have one more touch, maybe, if even that. Berry Drop's going to look for it, try to sneak around these corners.
I don't know if Texans will be able to touch here.
95% and counting. Dampish should be able to get the
should
touch
be
as
able
the
to.
Sombra has the EMP. So you imagine Tarleton with a big advantage here with ults, but they have to capture first.
See Mop.
Here comes Mop, opening us up here. Trying to look for the kill onto the Lucio. Gets it, but gets traded immediately. Dampish Penny in the meantime, he's fallen off the map. He had EMP. This could spell disaster for Tarleton. Berry Drop's gone down, and another person booped off the map. It's just a complete disaster. I mean, you only have Bob's Coalescence, but what can he do? It is a complete wipe of Tarleton. You thought the series was over. It is not. 100% to 0. We're all tied up.
I will say, PNW doing a good job. They realize that they're making a really, really good use of the environmental kills. That's why they picked Ilios. They don't know if they can out-brawl them, but if they can lure them together and just bounce them around, get some environmental kills, get some ledge kills, then I mean, it just instantly wins the fight for them. Especially when Noabe is taking out Dampish and Mop, they're just constantly getting picked. They need to really switch things up, and we will see Dampish swap to Bastion and
This
a
is
complete
interesting.
swap. Yeah, this is a very interesting swap. See Bob pull out the Alari, and Fried Rice is going to be pulling out the Hazard. Most likely to stop with these ledge kills. Hazard, really, really hard to boop off the map.
I mean, understandably so. You needed almost a complete change in strategy, you'd argue, after seeing the result of that last point for Tarleton. But this is kind of for all the marbles now. 1-1 on Ilios to try and push us to another game or call the series right here and there. And Dampish Penny having none of it. He's going to remove Niobe from the equation immediately. Tarleton, they're going to have a big advantage going into this fight. Ball doing a bit of harassing on the back line. Let's see if they have the ways of dealing with free win. As Fried Rice has approached the back line of his own. Mop has been found. OBL getting the drop, but Dampish Penny with the return kill onto free win. That is massive. Dampish Penny, he wants this more than anyone. Taking out 3 kills. And Tarleton, they gain access to the point. Already a much better start.
Definitely so. They switched around their whole comp. I know they definitely weren't expecting the Hazard. Fried Rice has not played it the entire match, but it is one of his better tanks. Definitely looking to counter, like I said, all these ledge kills, and it also Tarleton has been getting harassed. Their backline's been getting harassed all the time, and now it's time for Tarleton to test to see if their backline can deal with harassment.
I like how grouped they're staying on each other, not letting a kill get isolated at any point. Fried Rice taking a bit of damage, but quick to react and block, pushes the Lucio into a vulnerable position, and that is huge from Fried Rice to isolate that kill, but unfortunately he's going to go down. Not enough, and Dampish Penny is going to try to return with his ultimate. Niobe's finding multiple kills, multiple frags, and without your tank, I don't see a way back in. Point has been captured. Dampish Penny's just going to look to live, and they're going to look to regroup. In the meantime, though, Mob's found an excellent kill onto Silky. This might be the opportunity for Tarleton to re-engage. Unfortunately, the ball is right on top of him, and there's no escape. So how's the way back in? This is constant pressure on the map, man. It's never ending.
Ilios is one of those really, really skirmishy maps, and Tarleton, they normally do pretty well on them, but this is the type of comp that PNW, they really want to play out. They really want to split up Tarleton. They did a really good job of doing it on Eichenwald.
Oh, and DBL
really
taking
close
down the
there.
1 HP. Dampish Penny trades the kill from Niobe. So it's still a 4 versus 4. Fried Rice finds another one and has the ultimate at the ready. Chasing this Lucio away. The ultimate's going to be used from the ball, but at the meantime, Point's going to get captured. It's a completely botched ultimate. A little bit questionable, I'd argue, in a 2 versus 5, trying to be heroic.
We're probably going to see a hog swap from Freewin after that ult.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Not quite.
Oh.
Looks like he's very comfortable in this wrecking ball. He said it worked last point. It's going to work this point. It was just a slight delay in my master plan.
We are all evened up in terms of percentage. Ultimates kind of looking even as well, I'd argue. Maybe a little bit more in favor of Tarleton, as you have Fried Rice's. Nice nano to keep him still standing. Mop
finds the
diffs
pick.
Niobe. That is the kind of kills you need from him late in this game.
And that was kind of the issue last game is Dampish and Mop, they were getting picked early. The Sombra, the Sojourn, they were getting kind of diffed, and they just needed to just lock in, per se. Now, Tarleton sitting way, way, way now advantaged in terms of ultimates. We see the ult come out from Dampish.
And he's been so good with these as of late.
Oh.
That player's looking dangerous. Fried Rice has managed to push Niobe off the map.
He almost got
That
the
is
Lucio.
huge. We're looking at 80%, man. Oh no, it's looking bad for PNW as this Lucio's isolated again. Mop hits the shot, has the overclock ready. It's the ultimate pop from OBL.
This is going to be it.
But can they find anything? 90% and counting. PNW, what can you do? Every ult at the ready for Tarleton. They're waiting. Doors wide open. Fried Rice just looking for any kind of pressure. There's the overclock. Ball is going to be there. But he gets grounded onto the point. Has to run away. Fried Rice looking for the kill. Dampish, berry drop. They're all falling. PNW, what do you have left? 99%. That's 4 kills. 1 left. What can you do? It's just the ball. He goes down. Tarleton, they win the championship. Take it home. NECC champions. Unbelievable.
Very, very good. Very, very well played by our Texans there. They showed the endurance they needed to win out this season. Went completely undefeated all throughout their season and their playoffs. Great job, guys. Great
Rewin
job.
gets to play the game on the ball. As we take a look here. But Tarleton State Texans are your NECC champions. Well deserved. A hard-fought series by both teams. Give lots of credit to our opponents. They had several adaptations that worked for them during the game. Their DPS played excellent, and we couldn't have hoped for a better series, if I'm being completely honest.
Yes, both teams very evenly matched.
You love to see it. Very competitive.
Now, if you'll give us a second, we'll let the teams discuss a bit about how they're doing. You know, celebrate. They got to do their thing. And then we'll get some players in here for an interview.
We'll have an interview with essentially the entire team, and I'm really looking forward to that, just to hear their thoughts about the game and kind of their journey so far throughout this year. But it has been a pleasure casting this with you, man. I mean, I love it. It was great. Had some good moments,
and
for
I can't
sure.
match your energy, but I'm there for that little color commentary. Got to give you a breath here and there.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate it. Got to take a breath every once in a while.
Yep. Very well played by our Texans again, and we'll be right back to y'all.
Yeah, don't go anywhere, guys. Got interviews coming up. Alrighty, guys. What an electric series that was, huh? I'm being joined first here by our lovely support, Berry Drop. Great game.
Oh my gosh,
Love
I'm
to
Berry
see it.
Drop. Oh my gosh, I'm like so excited. I'm like shaking. That game was so intense and so hype.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it, man. Like, completely electric in this room as well. Like, insane gameplay. You had some great moments during that series, personally.
Yeah.
Even on an individual level. Like, you could argue Kiriko, support hero, only there for the rotations, the peel, all that great stuff, right? But you showed some incredible individual moments, individual skills during that series.
Thank you,
I think your best
thank
moment
you.
was on Gibraltar. Do you remember
the
that
first
one?
pick on the Widow. The first pick on the Widow.
It was more than that even. You and Bradley were the last two, or Damage Penny were the last two standing, and
Yes.
I mean, you were lighting up the kill feed. I mean, what kind of inspired you to play this way during the series? Like, were you built for the pressure or what?
Okay. I was very inspired by my favorite Twitch streamer. His name is Jesse FPS. I sent him the link to our stream, and he said, it's showtime, Barry. And I get on Jib. I have my favorite hero, Kiriko, unlocked, and I know that I need to be making the space for my team because of our team comp that we have. I know that the Widow is gonna create so much pressure on our team that we're not gonna be able to walk. I get that opening pick, and it's like the fire starts. I'm like, okay, I know what needs to be done now. I'm holding W key. I'm holding my W key, and I'm running it down.
I love to see
And
it. Yeah.
it was. Whew.
Y'all were playing
felt so
super
good.
confident, you especially, and you could tell.
Thank you.
I mean, it was great to watch. And what year are you, by the way? Junior?
I am
sophomore?
a graduate student.
You're a
I'm
graduate
first year
student.
graduate student. I'm getting my doctorate. Let's go.
That's awesome. Let's go. And just playing some Overwatch on the side, just casually winning an NECC Grand Finals
Yeah,
championship.
you know, just girl boss thing.
What were your favorite moments from the season, or what did you like the most, or what was most memorable to you about the season?
The energy that my team brings is like the most exhilarating thing ever. Even after a lost map, we'll turn to each other and we're like, okay, that stung a little, but you know what? We get chilies after if we win. We get chilies after if we win.
I mean, if that's
It's
not a
all
motivator,
paid
guys,
for.
I don't know what is. I'll be honest.
And so Mop locked in, and there was a time where I had died, and my entire team is in the enemy Malgus cage, and he pops his Emre ult, and I'm there in the spectate, and I'm like hands over my mouth like I'm too scared to say anything, and he kills everything. He kills everything, and we win the map, and he stands up, and he just screams at the top of his lungs.
Oh yeah.
He just screams, and all I could do is just sit there and like marvel at his glory. Like, he is such a great player. I love
Total
that kid.
energy. Well, I appreciate you joining us on
Yes,
broadcast. Go
oh my
call in the next
gosh.
person. We'll get them squared away on this
Yes.
interview real quick.
Thank you, stream. Love you.
Thanks for joining us, Barry Drop. We get the rest of the team in here.
Awesome.
I'll take that. Thank you, guys. We'll see who joins us next. Getting interviews with everyone, guys. I mean, you could just tell, like, everyone just excited about winning the championship here, and being joined by my next participant. Why don't you put on this headset, good sir?
Hello.
How's it
Hello.
going?
Oh, it's going great. Wonderfully.
You guys weren't aware, this is Bob,
Hi,
our other
everyone.
support here. So what'd you think, man? Getting to play the game, amazing series, absolutely insane. I mean, come on, just give me your thoughts.
You know, it was good. I didn't do good last game. Ilios was a little bit rough for me, not my map, not my supports. But, you know, everything else pretty good. Went well. My Moira, of course, on top, as always. The greatest. Can't be stopped. I think we could have done a lot of stuff better, though. You know, a lot to work on for Nationals.
Oh,
playoffs, you
yes.
see.
Oh, yes.
We got a lot
You
going
hear that,
forward.
guys? There's more fun to be had, more games to be played. Now, what do you think was some of your best moments individually? Because there were some, for sure. I saw you you faced a Widowmaker when you went high ground on Gibraltar. Straight in his face. I saw you jump up, you got him.
I did do that.
You may not have been lighting up the kill feed as a support, obviously, but you were everywhere, man. I mean, your immor is so well timed. I mean, just some insane stuff. Like, how'd you play so well on an individual level?
You know, I would say just the immort always, you know, if you're good at one thing for your support player, then, you know, you can just be flashy. You can look like you're super good, and you just have to have basic skills after that. If you learn to throw that immort like the frisbee it is, you know, you're good. That's all that matters. Peeking a Widow is just, it's all about skill, you know. Of course, you have to aura them, be like, okay, I am better than you, and I will kill you. And then sometimes it doesn't go well. I'm pretty sure one time I got picked off from across the map by a Widow, and embarrassing. But other times, you know, it goes well. But
It's all right, man. It's all about staying confident, right?
exactly. There was one play, can't remember what map it was. I was on BAP, though, and my tracking was cool.
I'm going to get your
amazing.
final thoughts here. What is your most memorable moments of the season, or what are your favorite things about playing out the season this year with your teammates?
Well, you know, it's been a fun season overall. No complaints at all. But there was one time I got play of the game on one of them on Esperanza. Man, I just got like 4 or 5K. I was Moira, but you know, it's a Moira play of the game, so it doesn't really count. But still, it was a beautiful.
You play
beautiful
Overwatch, you
game.
know.
Exactly. But it's been a good season. No complaints. You know, everything's been great so far. Good
Well, it's been a
team.
pleasure having you join me here on broadcast. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
NECC
Beachwood.
champion, my man.
Yes, thank you, my goat. It's been great having you as my caster.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's get our next person in here. Thank you, Bob, for joining us. So awesome, man. As we have a few more special guests joining us on the broadcast. 3 more to be exact before we wrap things up. As we have our next person joining us. Welcome. You're a familiar face. We've seen you before.
We have. Hello, guys. What's going on?
If you weren't aware, guys, this is Mop,
There.
star DPS player for the Texan Esports Overwatch team. So, man,
Go.
I mean, how are you feeling right now after
I
that
feel
game?
great. I am on a really high right now, and we are going to go celebrate.
As you should, dude.
Yes.
I mean, what a game, really. Like, incredibly intense moments. I mean,
Very.
I'm sure at times maybe it felt for you guys that the series was slipping away even.
Maps 2 and 3 were pretty heartbreaking. It kind of hurt me deep. Atlas came back on the Cassidy, went crazy 3-0, and it was just smooth sailing from there.
I mean, I've said it before. You're kind of just a highlight player. Like, respectfully. You'll have moments where you just go absolutely insane and, like, just completely wipe team fights, right? And, like, change the outcome of games. And that's – you like embracing that role?
I do. I really like it a lot. I just come out here to play, make some cool plays.
Yeah, and that's kind of all there is to it.
Yes, sir.
But final thoughts about the season, man? Or
hey, we went undefeated. We're gonna keep going in nationals.
awesome. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thanks for the interview, dude. I
Thank you,
appreciate it.
guys.
We got 2 more guests joining us, guys. There he is. My tank player. How's it going? Crispy Fried Rice joining us on broadcast now. I'm going to go ahead and quote you real quick. You said this is probably the best series that you have played.
I think so. I think so. I was really nervous. I had a bad flashback to about a year ago when we were in the exact same position. We were in the exact same, but it was reversed. They were up 3, and we were down 2, and then they were able to take that point. So it was very shaking, but it was felt very, very good to get the win. I feel like I was playing out of my mind. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And you could tell based on the gameplay and the broadcast and whatnot. Did you guys stay confident throughout, or you especially stay confident throughout the entire series?
So I'm not gonna lie. The 2 maps that we lost, especially that Sigma game, I lost my head a little bit. I did slam the desk a little bit. I was a little upset. So it was very, very fortunate that I had my teammates to reel me back in, because I was not confident after those 2 games that we lost in a row, so I had to be reeled back in. But, once we kept on winning, getting those slow victories, the slow escalation up to, getting to where we needed to be, capturing the points, getting those picks, I started to feel very confident in my team, and all you got to do is just put trust in your team.
Yeah, and it seems like you were able to do that. Y'all won the series.
Yeah.
Y'all took home a championship.
Yeah.
I want to get your final thoughts on the season, some of your favorite moments, or just thoughts that you have in general. Just what did you think about everything that's happened?
I mean, it's not like the first season when we went undefeated. It was completely different. I was playing support. So
oh, yeah, entirely new look.
To get a win on my main role, it feels amazing. I feel validated that I can actually play the game somewhat, kind of. My favorite moment, I can't really pinpoint a favorite moment. I guess my favorite moment is when all of us collectively on the team are in a flow state. We don't really even have to talk sometimes to know what we're doing. But that's probably my favorite moment. All of us, and then there's some times when we stand up, we're really hyped. So that's also my favorite moment as well.
And I'm confident that y'all brought the energy today. I could tell,
We did.
especially on the latter half of things. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me here on broadcast, dude.
Hi Nora. Hi Mom. I love y'all.
Thank you, Steven. We have one more guest for you guys. None other than the captain himself. Everybody, welcome Dampish Penny to the broadcast. Here you go.
Alrighty. How we doing?
Intense series, man. I mean, insane. I mean, how do you feel after securing an NECC title? Just let me in. Let me in on your head.
I'm hyped, man. I mean, I was happy when we won. Actually, I don't know if you guys heard, we were screaming and yelling. I mean, my team's the best, man. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. We had some misplays. I was kind of disappointed, especially on that second map of Ilios. Got booped off with the EMP. I was so sad. But overall, I'm very happy of how we played. I mean, their diva was insane, though. I mean, I
gave a ton of credit for the enemy team throughout this broadcast, and I got to give a ton of credit to you, man. I mean, y'all showed incredible ability to adapt to certain things that are happening in the game, and I think that has to do with the way you think about the game and kind of your strategic influence on the players on your team, and that really showed here. I mean, you'll see it if you ever watch it back. Like, it's insane. Like, I mean, how do you come up with these things? How do you adapt so quickly and like keep your head in the game mentally?
Well, I didn't want to repeat what happened last year, so I was like, I gotta play how I usually play it like it's an actual competitive and not the competitive mode.
More than just mechanics, dude.
Yeah, more than just mechanics. And then I did a lot of scouting on this team. I mean, if I could get it to you, I mean, I have like almost a whole page
Spreadsheet,
a whole
complete,
spreadsheet worth of information.
detailed.
And especially when they picked Ilios, I'm like, all right, guys, this is what they're playing. Let's ban defense and win the game.
Wow, there you have it, man. And I just want to get your final thoughts on the season and just overall, maybe a favorite moment or something. What do you think?
Man, there's so many moments I loved. I mean, especially with all the 5Ks, clutches with Kiri, Bob doing his thing on Moira. You always get a little laugh out of that. I'm ready for nationals. I'm ready.
Yeah, not done yet.
We're not done. We're going all the way. All the way. And that I believe in my team. I really do think they can bring it home for the school. I mean, we did a championship. Let's get a ring with it, right?
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. That'll wrap things up for us here. I'm going to have Gimmick rejoin me, and I'll have the entire team come in here to say their goodbyes. But so you can go ahead and give him that headset. Go ahead and grab the rest of the team. But, yeah, amazing stuff. Might as well give you an opportunity to speak. You have any final thoughts about what you saw here today?
Really, like I said, really good adaptation. It was really well played for everyone. I'm just happy they won. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just here to see it. I'm here to spectate it. All right, let's move it. Move that up.
Everybody get in here.
Hey.
Here's the entire team, guys.
There's everybody. But this is our Texans. This is what they are, and I gotta say, it's it's really impressive listening to them.
I mean,
watching them win.
I mean, it's what it's all about, right? Getting to compete and getting to play to do your best, and their hard work paid off, as you can see. They win a national title, and lots of props to them. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. It's been a pleasure to broadcast throughout this entire time in playoffs. I've had a great time, and thank you for joining me today,
No problem.
Landon.
Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for supporting them, and that'll be it from us. See y'all out.
Adios. Y'all have a good night.